From Floyd Casey Stadium in the campus of Baylor University, we've got the Division I TAPPS Championship. Nolan Catholic and Trinity Christian set to do battle for the state championship game. This TAPPS Division I Championship is coming up next. A spectacular setting here at Floyd Casey Stadium in the campus of Baylor University, and what should be a terrific afternoon of football. Two teams that know each other very well. Nolan Catholic takes on Trinity Christian of Addison. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom Dorr. My partner, Shay Walker, alongside. These two teams play every year, and every year this is a great game.
Well, it is always a shootout between these two. And when you talk to Coach Hayes at Addison and you talk to Coach Prudhomme at Nolan Catholic, they're very good friends, very familiar with each other, as are their teams.
All right, let's talk a little bit about Nolan Catholic first of all. This is a ball club that likes to run the ball. Luke Alves is their star.
Well, he has done a great job of running the ball this year, Tom. Over 1,100 yards rushing, but his vision is what Coach Prudhomme talks about. He says once this guy hits into the line of scrimmage, bounces it outside, the vision that he has allows him to break tackles.
Now, on the other side for Trinity Christian, you got a very interesting team. They don't run very often. They throw it a ton, and their star quarterback, Daniel Davidson, has over 4,000 passing yards this season.
Well, this is his second season in a row for him to go over 4,000 yards passing, and truly a very gifted quarterback. He has a great release. He finds the open receivers very quickly through his progression, so definitely a guy who understands and knows the offense well and executes it to perfection.
All right, kickoff is just around the corner. Division I TAPPS State Championship game. Two teams from the Metroplex that have played already will do it again. The championship is coming up next. The Texas Association of Private and Parochial Schools State Championships on Comcast Sportsnet are brought to you by the New York Life Insurance Company and by Jamba Juice. Holiday gift cards available now. Welcome back to Waco. Just about set for the kickoff of this Division I championship game. Now let's go back down. Third member of our broadcast team, Layla Rahimi. Layla, these two teams very familiar with each other.
Yes, they are, Tom. In fact, so much so that the coaches for each team, both Steve Hayes and Joe Prudhomme, both laugh at how many times they've met each other, both when it comes to the regular season and then also their series here in the state championship. Nolan Catholic, though, very familiar with this state title game. In fact, you can see how many times they've been, and it is pretty impressive. They've been to this game 3 years in a row now, including today. Lost to Plato Prestonwood, beat Beaumont Kelly, so they're looking for back-to-back titles. And look at the two in yellow. Trinity Christian, both times they have met in the state title game recently, have gone into overtime. So will that be the case today? We know we're going to get a good game. In fact, both coaches say each one of them always has something new for the other one. So we'll see what happens here this afternoon at Floyd Casey. Tom Shea, back to you.
It's fun when you get old rivals play in a game like this. You know, state championship game. Teams that know each other so well that are ready to play. There's Joe Perdome, Vikings head coach, 9th year, and has been very successful. Those guys that his teams win, as do the teams. Trojans, Steve Hayes, his 9th year as well, 67-34. All right, let's play ball. Brock Thomas is back deep to receive. Trinity Christian won the toss. They are in the blue uniforms. Nolan Catholic will kick, and then they'll get it to start the third quarter. But an offensive-minded team, Shea, that wants the ball, right?
Well, you think about what this team does for Coach Steve Hayes, and it is a high-powered, high-flying offense, and they want the ball.
Kind of a squibber. Be taken about the 8-yard line. He'll bring it across the 20, the 25 to the 30. He's got a lot of room. He's out near midfield. Harrison Woodward, their tailback, with the catch, a 42-yard return. And TCA, Trinity Christian of Addison, in great shape. Let's meet their quarterback, Daniel Davidson, a senior, a 4.4 GPA. He's thrown 449 passes, completed 64%, 4,267 yards. He's got receivers all over the field, and they open it up with a run. Ellerby comes around the right side. He'll get to about the 40-yard line. It's Nashawn Ellerby, a sophomore, and Jeremy Pry with the stop. Guys to watch on this team. Let's talk first of all for offense. Tanner Snow, a wide receiver, 72 catches. Brock Thomas, a wide receiver, 3 catches last week. These are guys that will throw it and catch it a lot. And there is the pass caught by Harrison Woodward. And he's got it at about the 36-yard line. Ray is the one who makes the stop. On defense for Nolan, and we got to hurry because they're up at the line of scrimmage. Faltinsky, Murnane, Murray, they're guys that you'll hear all day long. 5 wide, they fake a give, under some pressure. Now he gets away from that, steps up, throws, and he's got a man. He's inside the 25 to the 20 to the 15, inside of that. That's enough for a first down. Faltinsky with the stop. A 21-yard catch.
A great play by Daniel Davidson, Tom, avoiding the sack. He's got a couple of defenders around him. He runs through the arm tackle, and then he heads up, looks downfield, locates Nashawn Ellerby on the sideline, and has a nice pitch and catch.
Ellerby goes around the left side, and he's not going anywhere. Ramon Romero with the stop. Ellerby, a guy that wasn't originally going to be their running back, but once they moved him after this game earlier this year, he's been terrific.
Well, when Nick Plumley's injury happened, they put Nashawn Ellerby in at the tailback, moved him from defensive back, Tom, and this offense hasn't looked back since. And again, putting up these big numbers, throwing the ball, but now Nashawn Ellerby gives him a true threat running.
He can run it, he can go long distances in a hurry, but he's a power guy. And there he is, just to Davidson's right. Trip receivers to the right side. Little look to the right. Now Davidson steps out, looks long, throws, and that one is caught. Touchdown! Brock Thomas, their big play receiver, a 19-yard touchdown catch. And TCA, Trinity Christian of Addison, puts the first points on the board. They wanted it first, they got it, and it put 6 up.
Well, Daniel Davidson at first has nowhere to go with the ball. The coverage is pretty good by the Vikings defense, Tom. But the speed guy, Brock Thomas, runs away from his man-to-man coverage, flashes open in the end zone, and because Davidson kept that play alive, was able to locate it for the score.
Alexander Beardsdorf, his 69th extra point of the year, 69 on the season. Wow. Well, we're going to catch our breath. 7-0, just a couple minutes gone here in the first quarter. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the TAPPS Division I State Championship game. Trinity Christian took the football and scored. Now Nolan will get it. Let's take a look at our Methodist keys to the game. And Seth, let's start off with Nolan.
Well, Nolan Catholic, Tom, this is a control the clock, play keep away from this high-octane offense of TCA. You think about the Trojans and what they need to do. Fast start, short memory. Listen, get started fast, which we've seen on that first drive. 6 plays, 50 yards for the touchdown. And then a short memory. They played earlier this year. They came out on the short end of the stick on that one, but that game is done. Now they're playing for the state championship, and it's an opportunity for them to get out and make a little bit of noise.
Jonathan Faltinsky back deep to receive the kick. It takes a bounce, and now he'll come along the right side and get out to about the 26-yard line, and that's where they'll have it 1st and 10. For Joseph Prudhomme, the quarterback. Prudhomme, 73 of 131. He's got 7 touchdowns, 6 interceptions in the game. They played earlier this year against Trinity. He was 0 of 5 throwing the football with an interception, but they don't throw. They want to run the ball. There he is. Run for over 3,000 yards and 39 touchdowns rushing this year.
And one of the things Coach Prudhomme told us is if people think that we can't throw the ball, and it's not that we can't throw it, we just choose to run it more often than not. But when we played in 7-on-7s, we've had a lot of success.
Saw the motion. Handoff going along the right side, and he'll fight forward for a gain of a couple. That's Alves. Audrey Norris with the stop. How about some Nolan players for you to watch during this broadcast? David Aethier is their fullback. Patrick Rich, a wide receiver with 31 catches. And Cameron Elias, 599 yards. These guys are going to run the ball.
But now you remember the thing about Cameron Elias that Coach told us that we both kind of laughed at out loud. His nickname.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Crash Test. Still funny.
Comes along the right side and gets hit hard. Davis Williamson with the stop. He gets to about the 31-yard line. Make it 3rd and about 5 now.
Well, Will Stacy off of that defensive front wrapped up around the running back, and that was a nice job of really getting to the running back before he could get going.
And the other thing Joe Prudhomme told us, among several things, they want to throw it 15 to 18 times this game. They don't throw it that many in normal games. He says, we think we're going to catch them napping a little bit. Now motion going to the far side. Superdome. Handoff goes off right tackle, and he'll get out to about the 34-yard line. Augie Norris with the stop, and it'll be 4th down. And how about our Trinity players to watch? Well, they're still on defense. Drew Allen, Chad Baldwin, Brock Bacon, a linebacker with 55 tackles. How about Baldwin, though, a linebacker? 88 tackles and 8 sacks.
Now we find ourselves in that. Is this going to be the quick kick? Got a couple of receivers back.
Snow and Ellerby are back. Spencer Hipko with the kick. Takes a bounce, and it takes a big bounce. Look at this thing going down. It'll be inside the 5, and they'll fall on it at about the 2-yard line. Back down to the sideline one more time. Here's Layla Rahimi.
It's funny because you'd think that after getting a touchdown so quickly in the state championship game, you'd be celebrating for your TCA, but instead, the only people really celebrating were the offensive line. It was funny, wide receiver Tanner Snow came down and congratulated his lineman, everybody else though standing up, but they seem to be the only guys that was visibly appreciating that one on their last drive.
How about a 61-yard punt? Davidson, hands up, Ellerby just got out of the end zone. He got out to about the 1-yard line, and that's it. Miles Murray, outside linebacker, with the stop. He almost didn't get out, so it's 2nd and 10 now. The fade back, steps up, throws, and the pass is incomplete. He was looking left side for Tanner Snow. And now, Shea Walker, it's 3rd and a long way.
Well, it's 3rd and a long way, and this is a very aggressive Vikings defense that has taken the field on this series. Probably not taken too kindly to that opening drive.
Davidson will fade back, got some pressure, steps up in the pocket. He's going to try and run for this. He's across the 5, makes a move out across the 10, gets near the 15-yard line, and that's a big first down. Ramon Romero with the stop, but that is a huge first down.
Well, it's great coverage downfield by the Vikings defense, Tom, and Daniel Davidson, known for his arm, but how about the feet and the elusiveness right there to avoid a tackle that would have kept him short of the first down chains?
He'd run for just over 200 yards on the season. Now it's a reverse, and he's got a lot of room. He's across the 25, out to about the 30. Brock Thomas on the reverse. Jolison with the stop, a 16-yard gain.
But you see why this offense is just so difficult to defend. You have 3 great plays to hold them down and keep them down, buried in their own end. And in 2 plays, Tom, they're out to the 31-yard line.
5 wides. Davidson has Ellerby in motion, fakes it to him. Steps, throws, and this pass is caught by Thomas out across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Just shy. I think just shy. He's right at that first down marker, waiting for a sign from the official.
Look at how quickly Davidson gets the ball out and puts it right in the arms of his wide receiver, Ellerby. But just a great job again of him navigating, going through his reads, making the big play. And as Daniel Davidson looked a little bit of a trick here,
I heard
quarterback went out in motion out to the left side, and
I thought I heard a whistle. Now the officials are going to talk.
Check in on that last time. Brock Thomas made the catch on the sideline.
Yeah.
We'll see if Davidson goes back in motion if they stay with the same play call.
Yep, he is. It's a snap to Ellerby. And Ellerby breaks 1 tackle. He's out across the 50 into Nolan Catholic territory. Brennan Murnane with the stop. That's yet another first down.
They talk about this offense and the transition of Ellerby from the defensive side of the ball to the offensive side of the ball. Something that Coach Hayes told us that they had to do out of necessity.
Ellerby stays in the block, looking down the field. He's got a man. He's got it. 10-5 touchdown, Tanner Snow. 89th catch of the year, his 17th touchdown. 49 yards on that catch. And how about this offense from TCA?
And the play action pass works again on the little speed sweep fake. Daniel Davidson pulls it back down, and he finds Tanner Snow, an 1,100-yard receiver for this Trojans team, comes up with a huge catch for the touchdown.
You know, you talk about 1,100 yards. There's guys all the way up and down this lineup that have gaudy numbers. Snapback ball down, the extra point. It's good. Whew. 7 plays, 97 yards, a minute 17. Davidson puts this right in where you'd want it, and then Snow takes it where you want it into the end zone. We'll be right back. .6:45 left in the first. Already 14-0. If you're just joining us, you've missed a lot already. But Jay, let's talk about how these two teams got here. Very impressive run by each side.
Well, you think about what the Vikings have done and really just kind of cruised all the way through the playoff brackets. Houston St. Pius gave them a little bit of a challenge there. 28-14 was the final score there. And then the Trojans of TCA rolling through. Last week, difficult game against Dallas Bishop Lynch. They came out on top of that one and gave themselves an opportunity, Tom, to play for the state championship and vanquish the loss that they have, or one of the losses that they have this season.
Very high, short kick. He'll take it about his own 9-yard line. Bring it across to 20. Makes a move to the outside, and he'll get out to the 35 or 36-yard line. And that's where they'll have it, 1st and 10. Well, let's see if this vaunted ground game can do what they want it to do, or let's see if this is where they're going to open it up a little bit and maybe surprise the Vikings of Trinity Christian a little bit.
Well, and we go back to this passing question for the Vikings offense.
Right.
It is not that they can't. Joseph Perdome completes 56% of his passes for over 1,100 yards.
You see the numbers so far, and they're gaudy right now. Perdome with the back right behind him. Now has that in motion, so he's got 4 wide. Quick screen pass goes to the right side. This one's caught great upfield blocking, and he'll get out near midfield.
David Offier, the fullback, who has 11 catches coming into the game, averaging 30 yards a catch, and really a weapon on this team. Doesn't get a lot of headlines, but man, is he a player.
A junior, Offier. Also rushed 35 times for 238 yards and 4 touchdowns. Perdome puts motion, and this is what Coach talked about. He wanted to try and get them out of position with some motion. Now brings that tight end back. Pitch play goes to the right side, and he'll maybe get a yard. It's Alves again. Davis Williamson right there with the stop. And it's pretty clear that Trinity Christian of Addison is already committing to this stop that run.
Well, you know what? That's what they have to do.
Yeah.
You have to get some guys that aren't afraid of getting blown up by an offensive lineman, but just to get down in the trenches and slug it out. So far, albeit very early in the game, Trojans are doing a fine job.
Motion comes back to the near side. Prudhomme handoff goes right up the middle, and he just fights forward for a couple. He'll get down to about the 46-yard line coming off right tackle. Again, Williamson with the stop.
Graham Hill and Augie Norris both got a nice shot in there, 72 and 64. And it's just nothing but physical running and kind of tough sledding right there between the tackles. That's kind of the keep them honest run.
So 3rd and 6 now. Alves is the running back behind him. Motion comes to the near side. Prudhomme fakes that run, now fades back, steps up looking long, throws, and this one is caught. He's inside the 10, down near the 5-yard line. Patrick Rich, a junior, with his 32nd catch of the year. Patrick Ray with the stop on a 41-yard pitch and catch.
Leading receiver on the team, Patrick Rich, gets behind the secondary. And again, that's what the run sets up for you. You take the play action pass, you run it down, and Joseph Prudhomme threw a perfect ball out to Patrick Rich.
You were watching him before the game, and you were really impressed with how he delivered the football.
Yeah, he's got a great throwing motion. Throws a real pretty ball.
Pitch back to Alves, and he's got nowhere. Gets to about the 5-yard line. Again, Davis Williamson. And the more we talk about him, this is a defensive tackle, Williamson, who has been in on now 3 or 4 times we've called his name.
Well, and he's lining up over the true freshman, Joe Pena.
Yeah, the freshman center. Yep.
Freshman center. And right now, Davis Williamson, very active, 6'2", 210-pound senior, making some plays in that interior line.
Everybody tight here. Prudhomme, handoff, going along that left side, and he'll get inside the 5 to about the 4-yard line, and again, that's it.
And Joe Montez, one of those 3 backs lined up in that straight T in the backfield right behind Joe Prudhomme, trying to push the pile forward, but Trojans defense, Tom, holding strong down on their own goal with their back to the goal line.
3rd down now, 3rd and goal, football at the 4-yard line. Play comes in from the sideline, and they may have to hurry a little bit here. Prudhomme looks down at the play, calls it for everybody to hear. 3rd and goal at the 4, and they're going to have to take a timeout. A flag came out. Was the timeout taken first? Yep, timeout came first.
Boy, it was on the half second. It wasn't with 1 second left. It was with a nanosecond left because, as you said, back judge had already thrown the flag.
Let's take a look at these 2 schools, and let's start with Nolan Catholic. Out of Fort Worth, the Vikings enrollment a little over 1,100, established 1961, 5, count them, 5 state championships, and of course the 2 title wins over TCA, 05 and 09. And for Trinity Christian of Addison, their school bio, there they are. The Trojans, 362, a much different enrollment. Established 1968, 5 state championships, 12 title game appearances, 2 title game losses to Nolan.
Well, and you look at that enrollment of 362 students.
Compared to 1150. Yeah.
That's the school.
Yeah, that's not just the
senior
boys,
class,
that's not the seniors, yeah.
Junior, senior, that's the school.
Now a player comes on very late. Prudhomme is trying to get everybody set.
Like a little bit of a veer look right now.
Yeah. Prudhomme, little pitch back. He's inside the 5, inside, touchdown. David Authier, the junior, with a 4-yard touchdown run, came off left tackle, and that right there, that power is just what you're looking for. And who led the way?
Yeah, Joe Prudhomme. Take a look as he makes the pitch. He's going to get right back in front, going down and picks up a little bit of a chip block there, and that allows Authier to get in for the touchdown. And that was just nothing but a pure power run. So the big men up front, Eric Jones, Nate Adams on that left side, and Authier punches it in for a touchdown.
And we've got offsides. McCaleb Taylor, sophomore, is the kicker. 7 plays, 65 yards. It took 3 minutes. Or half the distance to the goal.
When you're a successful team at running the ball, the power running game, as Nolan Catholic is, you just wonder when you get that offsides penalty.
Do you think about it?
Oh, you have to think about it. Whether or not you do it, I don't know.
Right, exactly, yeah.
But you certainly have to think about it.
Snapback ball down, and the chip shot extra point is good. 3 minutes, 34 seconds left. Very fortunate to be in this terrific grand old stadium. Floyd Casey has been outstanding. But how about this? In 2014, look at the artist rendering of what the new Baylor Stadium is going to look like. Oh, is that beautiful?
Well, it's going to be a great facility. No, Tom, they've gone through several iterations here at Floyd Casey with putting in luxury boxes and several different capital campaigns. A lot of former players obviously contributing, a lot of alumni contributing to that. But I think that there's something special about having a your stadium on campus, like literally walking distance. Floyd Casey is a little bit off campus.
Yeah.
You have to drive to it. But to have one on campus is just, there's a different vibe, a special feeling, and you can create such a great game day experience around those types of venues.
It's a big difference, and as you say, what you can do with the tailgating, with food around the outside, it's just so much different. 14-7, Trinity Christian of Addison with the lead. Nolan went right down and scored. Brock Thomas is back deep to receive. Let's see if they kick to him. Last time it was a short kick. Caleb Taylor ready to kick it, and here we go. This is a little bit longer, and Thomas will take this about his own 6. He's going to bring it out the left side across the 20 to the 25, and he falls forward close to the 30-yard line, and that is where the Trojans of Steve Mercer, their head coach, I'm sorry, Steve Hayes, their head coach, will put it into play. Just a picture-perfect day. Our earlier game, the Division II game, was kind of an overcast, had a lot of misting. Davidson with 5 wide, hands off this time. Ellerby trying to get around the outside, and there is no room at the end. Great job defensively, and it wasn't just one guy. There were several there. Max Romero among others.
Max Walker is one who made that play, number 9, coming out of that defensive line position. He forced Ellerby back into the traffic of the linebackers as he was fighting off a block. So heck of a play by Max Walker.
Davidson with some time now steps up in the pocket and throws the football and threw it behind his intended receiver, Harrison Woodward. And Woodward, it looked like he was trying to dive back, may have lost his footing as well. So it's incomplete.
But Wade Coleman unloads on Daniel Davidson. Thomas, he was getting rid of that ball. He got flushed out of the pocket, rolling out to his right, tries to throw the ball back across the body. And then when he did, Wade Coleman was right in his face.
5 wides, 4 on the right side. Now Ellerby goes in motion. Davidson rolls, looking, fakes, and now gets away, and he's going to be driven out of bounds. Back near the 21-yard line. Wow. Wade Coleman and Brennan Murnane are the guys that drove him out. Thought he'd at least throw that one away.
It looked like he was trying to, but the defenders for Nolan Catholic are all around him. Ramon Romero, number 62, is the guy who gets pressure up the middle that initially flushes Daniel Davidson, and then you see the white jerseys all around him, forcing him out of bounds. And the Vikings, Tom, look to get good field position here.
Kinski deep, and it's not a good kick at all.
Yep, short kick.
It'll go out of bounds across the 40, and we'll wait for the officials to make a mark. And they'll say it's at the 46-yard line, just a 25-yard punt. Ouch. Had a terrific game in our Division II. We mentioned it a little earlier. This was just an outstanding Division II championship game.
Well,
we'll tell you about it later.
Yeah, it was a great game, and we were talking about it. I mean, a 14-7, but man, you know, you think that's a lot of defense, and there was some great defense, but the pace of the game.
Oh yeah.
Was I mean, it was a nail biter. Every series and every possession was extremely valuable in that game.
We'll show you some highlights in just a little bit. A little foul up down in the tape side. Those guys will get everything set. Prudhomme fades back, steps up, looking long, throws. This pass is caught. 10-5 touchdown. Pierce Braden, a 46-yard reception and his second touchdown of the year. And here we go.
So you say we don't throw the ball that much. How about that?
Wasn't he funny when we started talking about that?
Yeah, you betcha. But I tell you, watching Joseph Prudhomme in the pregame, how he gets the ball out and locates his receivers. Pierce Braden, Tom, 10 catches. 10 catches coming into the game, 1 touchdown. None bigger than that one.
Taylor on for the extra point. Snap back, ball down, and the extra point splits the uprights. Well, already 14 all. Let's see this pass one more time, Shay.
Well, Prudhomme does a nice job of rolling out to his right, plants the feet. He's going to take a little bit of a shot as he releases it, but he steps into the ball and he gets it out to Braden for the score.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, now we can go back and show you the highlights from that Division II game a little bit earlier. Midland Christian and Northland.
But Jared Cohn, wide receiver right there, makes the first touchdown catch of the game. And the Mustangs offense was on a roll. You see him with another touchdown grab right there. And Carter Oldenwalder, Tom, what a great game he played. What a great season he's had. And Jared Cohn comes up with an interception in the end zone, and that score, had Northland been able to score, that would have tied the ball game.
That was a game-saving interception. Brock Thomas and Deshaun Ellerby are back deep to receive. Now Ellerby is the guy that's going back there. Yeah, that was one of those that just went right down to the wire to the last 2 minutes. And you knew you're going to have somebody driving home very disappointed, but this is a terrific game.
A well-played game, a well-coached game, and really what a treat it is to have an opportunity to deal with these coaches from the TAPPS schools and hear them talk about their players. And it's just such a good feeling and a good vibe that you get having that opportunity to see these guys play.
And how welcome they have made us feel from the phone calls earlier this week, their help here at Floyd Casey, their help throughout of doing anything they could do to make us feel, hey, not only are we glad you're here, we really want you to come back. They've made that very clear. Handoff, Ellerby comes up the middle, and he'll get out to close to the 30-yard line. Ellerby's just a sophomore. Preston Weaver with the stop. We said Ellerby came over right after this game. These two teams played earlier this year. Pass and catch. And he's going to be driven out about the 34, 35-yard line. Harrison Woodward with the catch. Miles Murray with the stop.
At the 34-yard line across defensively for the Vikings was David Gonzalez.
If they mark it for a first down, if they say he's just shy. He's just shy, so it's third and less than a yard.
You'll see Nick Plumley checking in the backfield, number 8. There, just to the right of Daniel Davidson.
Ellerby's going to take the direct snap, comes along the right side. He's across the 45 to the 50, makes a move, and he is into Nolan Catholic territory. Jonathan Faltinsky with the stop. They'll mark him down at the 42, a 24-yard run.
Well, take it. Look at the speed and the vision here by Ellerby. He bounces it outside. He outraces 2 tacklers who thought they may have had the angle on him. He stays in bounds and gets it all the way down, and Faltinsky saved a touchdown there.
Davidson look over the middle, and this pass is intercepted. It's picked off, and he's got some room.
Well,
Frank
got a couple
Collins
of great blocks.
to the 30, down near the 25, and finally driven out of bounds at about the 24-yard line. Daniel Davidson, the one that finally made the stop. A 43-yard interception and return. And Coach Joe Prudhomme and his Vikings are in business here.
Frank Holland read this perfectly, Tom. And you see how he steps in front of the receiver just as the ball was arriving. Comes up with a great interception. And how about the return after that? He just times it perfectly. And that's baiting the quarterback. That's the heads-up play by your defensive back who's just hanging. He knows he's there. He knows he has enough speed to close. He comes up with the catch and the interception. And, man, the return was equally outstanding.
Again, they show that veer setup. Prudhomme. Pitch to the second man through. He'll go along the right side. That's Alves. And he'll get down to about the 20-yard line. A gain of 4. Make it 2nd and 6.
You know, that play doesn't look like a whole lot, Tom, when they start the run, but when you see the push that they get with Alves, and they just kind of just like a mosh pit.
A rugby scrum.
Yeah, keep moving it down, and before you know it, they've got 5 yards.
They're strong to the right side, obviously. If Alves is going that way, he is, and he'll get inside the 20 down to about the 19, and it'll be 3rd down and about 5 from there. That was the entire left side of the TCA defense that was there on the stop.
Yeah, we talked about Joe Pena earlier, a freshman, starting at center. And I really love what Coach Prudhomme said about him. And because we were questioning, like, you have a freshman starting at center? And he said, hey, he's only 14 years old. He makes a lot of mistakes at times. He said, but listen, he earned that spot. He has impressed us, and man, just you've got this guy for 3 more years in your program. That's huge.
Pitch goes to the right side, looking to turn that corner, and he will be just shy of the 1st down. That's Cameron Elias, the senior, 5'6", 125-pounder. Drew Allen with the stop, and it's 4th and less than a yard. And now I think the defense, we get the end of the 1st quarter. That's what it'd be. 14 all. Nolan and TCA got so caught up with what's going on. What a terrific 1st half, and they are driving again. When we come back, they'll have the football knocking on the door. Stick around.
Now,
new parts. Welcome back. Start of the 2nd quarter, tied at 14 as Nolan Catholic. 4th and less than a yard. And going along the right side, he will have enough for that 1st down. That's Cameron Elias. And he's inside that 15, down close to about the 13-yard line. He didn't get it by a bunch.
Nope. But he ran behind the unbalanced line over on the right-hand side, and it's just a pure power play. Gets enough to move the chains. Brandon Chu in on the tackle.
They set up with that power to the right side. Revere look. Prudhomme comes under center. Fakes a handoff. Now fades, throwing a corner route, and this one is caught and dropped. He had it corner of the end zone, but just could not hang on. Patrick Rich, pretty well defended on the play.
It was well defended. There's two play fakes by Prudhomme. He fakes it to the up back, then he fakes it to the tailback, and he throws a bullet out there to Patrick Rich, and the defense out there was outstanding. Rich had the ball on top of the helmet, and defensively, as you said, Tom, excellent coverage out there by Harrison Woodard.
2nd and 10. Football at the 13-yard line. They continue to put that motion in play. Pitch goes to the left side. That's Ellis. Along the left side, he's to the 10, to the 5, goes forward, touchdown. Cameron Elias, a 13-yard touchdown run along that left side. Very well played, good blocking, and he takes it to the house.
But Tom, you take a look at this, and take a look at the block that David Alfier throws here. As the ball's back to Cameron Elias, see if he can hold it right here, guys. We got number 36 right there on the right side of the screen. Let it go, and he just does a nice clearing block. And Cameron Elias cuts up inside of that, runs through a couple of arm tackles in for the touchdown. That's just great blocking, great execution, and nice run there by Elias to score his 11th touchdown on the season.
Taylor's extra point is good, so after a quick couple scores by Trinity Christian, Nolan Catholic has come right back to take a 21-14 lead. Elias with this run. Put him up. We'll be right back. (21-14) now. Nolan Catholic with the lead. Brock Thomas and Nashawn Ellerby will be back to receive Taylor's kick. And now it's kind of interesting because now you're almost thinking TCA needs a little bit of an answer here.
Well, I agree with you, and you think about just the ebb and flow of this game so far. Trinity Christian comes out on fire. I mean, on fire. They take a 14-0 lead before we can even get a drink of water. And then now they're trailing 21-14, and then, you know, this Nolan Catholic team comes back and just used the power running game to set up some big throws by Joseph Prudhomme.
Taylor with a high end-over-end kick. It'll be taken about his own, that's Snow at about his own 8-yard line. Makes a move along the left side. He's across the 35, out close to the 40-yard line. Been a lot of good special teams play by both teams. So the football's right at the 40-yard line, 1st and 10, and now you're thinking, okay, what are you going to do?
Well, you think about this. You just see Tanner Snow with a very nice return. He is a ridiculously dangerous receiver. Brock Thomas, of course, Nick Plumley.
big offensive numbers. Average per play over 8 yards. There's Ellerbe, comes along the left side. He's across the 50, 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. A 60-yard run for Nashawn Ellerbe, the sophomore. And that is a pretty good answer.
I would say so. Good news, bad news for the Trojans. Yeah. Good news is you scored a touchdown to tie the game. Bad news is in one play your defense is going back on the field. But how about Nashawn Ellerbe, the sophomore? I am telling you what, he is something special. And he plays on defense too, Tom. I mean, he's going both ways in this game. And the pop that he has in his legs and the move where he froze the defender out there in open space and cuts it back to the sideline, that was a beautiful thing to watch.
I think we can guess a lot on the touchdown run.
Yeah, take a look right here as he's that vision out there. He just puts that little hint, and that allows him to break it to the outside, and then it's a foot race to the end zone. Jonathan Faltinsky, valiant effort there, but Nashawn Ellerbe taking that one to the house. That's going to up the average on those plays that we were just looking at on the previous screen.
Ellerbe's already had a pretty good day, hasn't he? 9 rushes, 99 yards. But a 60-yarder always helps. 5 first downs for Ellerbe as well. 5 first down runs.
Well, you think about the game that these two teams played earlier in the year.
Right.
The final score of that game was 28-7 in favor of Nolan Catholic. But that game was 14-7 at the start of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, in the fourth quarter.
A bad play here, there, and a couple of turnovers. And even Coach Hayes talked about, you know what, give them all the credit. We didn't execute as well as we needed to, and we lost to the better team. But you come out today's game, we're standing right now. I was going to say a tie game, Tom, but I'm looking at the scoreboard, and it's
21-all. I think the extra point was good. I thought the officials signaled. They say it was no good.
If it was no good, then we're sitting here at a 21-20 game. Yeah.
Very high. Faltinsky gets it back in the end zone, and he will not bring it out. Vince, Dirk may be nursing a bad knee, but the Rockets are feeling strong. The Houston Rockets take on the Dallas Mavericks. Don't miss all the action. Rockets Mav tonight at 7 on Comcast Sportsnet.
I remember I was living in the Dallas area when Dirk Nowitzki was drafted by Don Nelson. And there was a little bit of, we're not so sure. Can we get this guy out of Germany or not, because he was under contract.
And it was just the start of the foreign invasion of the NBA.
It really was. And man, to see him playing so well all these years later, now with the championship as well, that's pretty cool to see.
Prudhomme rolls out, steps up, throws, and this pass is incomplete.
Oh, man.
Looking for Authier, and Authier was open. He just didn't turn around and look for the ball.
Well, a little bit of mix-up there between quarterback and receiver. Authier was open on the seam route, and Joseph Prudhomme, as he was rolling out to his left, threw it just a touch inside, and Authier not able to turn around and make that grab. But you like the aggressiveness of this Vikings offense. Trying to show you not just a running team.
Coach Joe Prudhomme said, we're going to throw it 15, 18 times a game. Lined up strong right in the veer. Quarterback keeper comes around the left side. He got a great block, and he's across the 40 and out to the 42-yard line. That's enough for a first down. Joseph Prudhomme with his 102nd run of the year. He's got 7 TDs, a little over 400 yards, a 17-yard run right there.
How about a nice little play fake right there? Puts it in the belly of his up back and then decides to tuck it, keep it. How about the little fake as he gives a little glance looking out to his left? Little flash and dash for Joseph Prudhomme.
Gotta like it. First down, again, the football 42-yard line. Joseph Prudhomme, the quarterback, calls out the play. Little pitch comes around the right side, and Luke Alves will get a couple. Actually, they'll mark forward progress at about the 47.
Pretty good run on
gain
first
of
down.
5. Yeah, that's a gain of 5. I thought it was a little less.
Offensive coordinator Mark Deason now really with incorporating a couple of those passes, hitting the long ball downfield, taking the touchdown to Pierce Braden and the big catch by Patrick Rich. So now he's kind of getting a little flow to his offense, and the continuity of it seems to be working well.
And there's motion by the tight end on the right side. They had a problem with that during pregame warm-ups as well. That exact same thing happened a couple times. Nick Boudreau, their tight end, a sophomore, guy that's got 8 catches for 65 yards, is the one that jumped there. And he did it 3 or 4 times during pregame warm-ups. Stays second down. Now 2nd and 10. Prudhomme on a keeper, comes around the right side, and he'll get across the 45 out to about the 47-yard line. Will Stacy with the stop. And now it'll be 3rd down right there. 3rd and 5. Fans on both sides start to make some noise here. Prudhomme says timeout. They had some confusion and they had to call a timeout. Nolan Catholic head coach Joe Prudhomme, and you know, when you're in a situation like this, 3rd and 5, good ball game, you just can't give away a down no matter what.
Well, and it was the prudent thing to do is to call a timeout and make sure that you have the right play call and the right personnel in it, and or you're not trying to run someone in and get a substitution infraction.
Right,
so,
right.
Heads up there by Coach Prudhomme to call the timeout.
So a 1-point game with 9:03 left here in the first half.
You know, Tom, in most games you would talk about, well, that 1 point could loom to be large, you know, as the game goes on, and it always does. But somehow you get the feeling with these two teams, with the way that they are moving the ball up and down the field and putting points and touchdowns on the board, it may not matter.
Yeah, you get the feeling that there's a lot more points coming.
At this point, with the way that the game is going, yes.
Yeah. Prudhomme, strong left setup. Backs right behind him in the rear. And Prudhomme is going down. I think he handed the ball off eventually, but there was no room at the end.
But Davis Williamson, just an unbelievable play coming out of that nose guard position. Take a look at number 51 blue, left side of your screen. He swallows up both Prudhomme and Luke Alves.
Whoever had the ball,
yeah,
right?
He was tackling 2.5 to 3 guys, and he got them all to the ground.
That's impressive. Deshaun Ellerby back deep to receive. What a heck of a game.
One of those unique punting formations that we're becoming a little bit more commonplace.
Very high spiral kick. Bounces at about the 20, and Ellerby will get out of the way. And this one's going inside the 15, down near the 10. Yep. 44 yards on the punt. Even the punts are good. You know, I mean, this is one of those where we talked about it in Division II. What a well-played game. Same thing, I think, here. What a well-played game.
Well, and that explosive offense for the Trojans back on the field. And it really doesn't seem to matter. I mean, they've had a 97-yard drive to their credit already.
Direct snap, and Ellerby had to go back and get it. I think he was going a little before he had that football.
Oh, and he's down, Tom. It looks like
Max Walker, the one that was right there with him. Yeah, he was going before he had the ball.
Yep, it was about a half step early, and the ball actually came back up around the face, around the head. So had he stayed back there, the ball would have probably been right around chest high. But now Daniel Davidson coming back in the quarterback spot, and he's got 4 receivers out to his right side, and the lone receiver will announce twins on the side.
Fake to Ellerby. He's in trouble. Now he runs out, gets out of the end zone, across the 5, out across the 10. And they'll mark him at the 11-yard line. Murnane with the stop. And it's going to be 3rd and long here, 3rd and about 8.
So that was great wheels right there by Daniel Davidson, Tom. He is getting harassed and just completely chased out of the pocket. He is 8 yards deep in the end zone when he starts that run, and he's able to get the ball out to around the 11, 12-yard line.
Trip to the right side as Davidson fades back, throws over the middle, and this pass is caught. He's across the 30, out to the 35, near the 40. Brock Thomas is the guy that makes the catch. That's great protection on a 29-yard pitch and catch.
Talk about the read through progressions. Look at the lefty throw a little touch pass right over the top of the defense, and you see Brock Thomas reach up with that right hand, pull it down. Hey, 3rd and long, no problem.
Ellerby tries to go around the outside, and ooh, he got stood up and hit hard as he lost a couple yards on the play. Stephen Jellison and Preston Weaver, defensive end and defensive tackle for Nolan Catholic, there on the stop.
Yeah, Weaver was just flying to the ball on that one. He hit Ellerby 2 or 3 yards as soon as he got the ball, but 2 or 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Davidson under pressure, tries to throw it, and no call by the official. This is a fumble. It's marked a fumble, and it is. Nolan Catholic has come up with it. Joe Lassant with the hit. Weaver got it, and it's 1st down for Nolan Catholic.
Tom will take a look at this on the replay, but as Davidson is rolling out to his left again, scrambling, having to make something happen. Look, he's going to try to get rid of the ball, but as he goes to throw it,
it just came out.
Jolison is wrapped around the bottom of his body so he can't get the arm going forward. The ball flops on the ground, and Nolan Catholic hops on it, and that's a big turnover right there. It's just great hustle by that Vikings defense.
Davidson on the sideline, very upset with himself, obviously.
Now he's trying to make a play. He got chased out of the end zone earlier in this drive before they were able to make that 3rd down conversion. Tried to run back to the left again, but this time Jolison had too much speed for him.
Pitch goes to the right side. He's got some blockers out in front of him. Luke Alves will get out to about the 26-yard line. Drew Allen there with the stop.
Boy, Drew Allen from that safety position, Tom. He's the leading tackler on this team. And coming out of that free safety spot, he runs down in the angles that he takes to get to the running backs that are so, he takes such a sharp angle that they're so near the line of scrimmage, and he comes up with big plays like that.
Call it a gain of 3 on that first one, make it 2nd and 7. Perdome has a man in motion coming to the near side. Takes a handoff. Now he's rolling out. Looks back to the left side, and his pass is caught and dropped. Patrick Rich had it and just could not hang on. It's incomplete, so now it's 3rd and 7.
Well, a little bit of misdirection, and what a great play call by Mark Deason. You'll see Joseph Prudhomme rolling out to his right, stops and plants, and he has Rich running free. Back across the body, back across the field. See Patrick Rich slap the turf after that ball was finally ended up on the carpet. Aggressive play call right there.
Oh, yeah. 3rd and 7. Prudhomme. It's a man in motion coming to the near side. They have used a lot of motion today, and I think we've got procedure. We had wide receiver on this near side going a little early. That changes this 3rd down call a bit. Now 3rd and 12. And a ball club that talked about the fact that, yeah, we can throw it. You'll see. Has done so far. Let's see what they do at this point. Nolan Catholic with the only 2 penalties so far. Boudreaux goes in motion to the far side. Prudhomme has now motion going to that far side. He'll roll out to the left, steps up, looking deep, throws, and the pass is well defended and knocked away. Patrick Ray did a terrific job. Last second turn, reach up, knock it away, and it's incomplete.
So trying to get the ball back downfield to Pierce Braden. It looked like for a moment he might have been open, but you cannot defend that any better than Patrick Ray. Tom, as you said, he turns the head, locates the ball, right hand, swats it away. He was an old basketball player. You like that kind of slide on the defensive play, don't you?
Love that block shot. You aren't kidding. And now the coaches are screaming, it's a fake, it's a fake, it's a fake. And with 5:55 left, we've got a timeout called by Trinity Christian. TCA wants to talk about it, but we can hear him up here. It's a fake, it's a fake, it's a fake.
It was a fake because Patrick Rich, number 5, was acting like he was leaving the field of play, even though he broke the huddle. He had that little disinterested look in him, and that's what sent the coaches for TCA off. Say, hey, wait a minute, it's a fake, it's a fake. And you know, he was the 11th man. There wasn't 12 men on the field. He wasn't leaving the field.
He wasn't going anywhere. What's interesting in talking to both of these coaches, they both talked about a chess match that'll be played between them as head coaches and as staffs, and about what that chess match means. And you just saw a rook being taken right there.
What I also think would say, Tom, is think about this. These guys are head coaches, Steve Hayes and Joe Prudhomme, are great friends.
Oh yeah,
are great friends. Yeah. And so you wonder, like, how could you pull one on a guy that you're that good of friends with, right? He's gonna know.
And he did.
It's gonna take a lot.
Yeah,
it's gonna take a lot, almost a Herculean act to pull one over on each other.
Now look good that. And he'll just bounce this one and hope it takes a turn, and it does, out at the 3-yard line. It's only credited for a 29-yard kick, but those coaches are thrilled.
None better. No picture on the scorecard, is there? And that was by design. Hutka, that was just outstanding. Another sophomore.
Yeah.
Another sophomore on this Nolan Catholic team.
Well, once again, Trinity Christian Addison has got to start from deep in their own end zone. It has been a field position game, and so far Trinity Christian has had pretty tough starting position several times. Davidson will start in his own end zone. Hands off Ellerby. He'll get across to 5 and falls forward about the 9-yard line. That last fall really helped him.
What's a nice
with the stop.
A real nice job there of giving this offense a little bit of breathing room. Daniel Davidson now can actually get back and go through a quick progression and get the ball out.
They've had 7 drives, 3 of them. 3 of those drives have started inside their own 10. Davidson rolls out, gets a nice move, then finally steps up and throws. Tanner Snow's got it, look out. He's across the 25 to the 30, 35, out to about the 37-yard line. A big pitch and catch, 28-yarder. Snow with the catch. And they are out of that bad field position again.
A lot of credit goes to Daniel Davidson, though, Tom. Take a look after the play fake as he moves around. He fakes like he's going to run the ball, and that tucking of the ball is what makes those linebackers come up. And then he just alertly picks it up, flicks it out to Tanner Snow, and that's a big gain for the first down.
Ellerby tried to make something happen, and Romero was right there on the stop, so it'll be second down. They are electric throwing the football. Davidson makes great decision. He's got a 4.4 GPA. Coach said now he'd just probably be a student in college.
Yeah.
How'd you like to have him as your flag football quarterback for your fraternity?
Intramural quarterback?
Ooh, my.
I think he could. I think he'd acquit himself fairly well.
Yeah, I think so too. He gets away from one man, gets away from another. He's across the 45, gets a block. And he's into Nolan Catholic territory at about their own 45. And that's yet another first down. He is just doing everything right now. Ferre with the stop, but that's a big play.
Well, he bounces this one out to the right. He has been scrambling to his left when he gets pressure from the backside. This time he goes at the pressure, bounces it outside, and picks up the huge gain.
One official marked the football at the 45. We had a side official say no, it should be back at the 46-yard line. And he's been trying to get their attention that he wants it back at the 46. And what are they going to do? Nope, they're going to leave it right there.
What's half a yard among friends?
Especially among teams that play every year. They go to overtime so often. And we're seeing one of those classics right here. Davidson fakes a give, now throws, and this is intercepted on the run. Picked off from the defensive backfield. Jonathan Werline, a senior, is there to make the catch. What an interception.
I can't tell you how great of a play Jonathan Werline just made, Tom, but I'm going to try. Trips receiver to the left. Davidson takes the ball. He's a lefty. He tries to get out. And look where Wehrlein comes from. You can't even see him. He read the play perfectly. He snags it with one hand. Right hand pulls it in. I mean, that is a highlight reel interception.
That's huge.
Really heads-up play right there by your senior safety.
About 4.5 minutes left here in the first half as the Vikings get it back. Prudhomme calling out the play. And now we've got a timeout. Cameron Elias started to run on and then ran off the field. Now we've got a penalty flag. Illegal substitution, so they'll move this back. Goes back to the 47-yard line. There's something going on in every play. You don't have many 2-yard runs up the middle. Tight ends both come to the right side. Now Boudreau goes back to that left side. Man in motion. Stops. Handoff. Second man through. He gets away from one tackle.
He's still pushing the pile.
He is. He's down to about the 48-yard line.
Joe Montez with the run.
Big Joe Montez, number 34. Puts it back to about the original line of scrimmage. And it's 2nd and 10 from right there.
On the Vikings offense, Tom, they give you a lot to think about. They'll shift that tight end over. They'll put a guy in motion. I mean, they move at least twice, if not 3 times, before the actual snap of the ball in resetting the formation.
And that's tough for the defense.
Absolutely.
Tough for them to get set so that they're in the exact right spot. And that's what it's all about. Motion, come to the near side. Prudhomme looks. Now he's going to run the football. Makes a cutback. He's inside the 40, still on his feet. Inside the 35, down to about the 33-yard line. Sam McQuilkin, whose father is the girls' athletic director at the school, makes the stop.
I'm not sure if nifty is the way to describe this run, but that's what I'm going to use, because look what Joseph Prudhomme did. He made a bunch of guys miss in kind of a shifty, crafty, nifty little run right there as he picks up a first down, but gets flushed out of the pocket, wanted to throw the ball down to the right side. Pocket integrity started to collapse, and he runs it around, sneaks it around to his left, and picks up some nice yards.
And comes in motion to the right side. Pitch will go to the right. And he'll get inside the 30 to about the 28. That's Montez one more time.
It's all about the lean.
With the stop. Yeah, it is at the end, isn't it?
Yep, it's all about the lean again on first down. I mean, there's pads and fur flying. He's down in there in the middle of the tackles and just running right up the field. And you know what? Before you know it, 5.5 yards on a first down run.
Yeah. Very impressive. Just under 3 minutes left here in the first half. Prudhomme comes up under center. Boudreau goes to the far side. Prudhomme, handoff, second man through, goes to the left side. Montez will take it to the house. A 28-yard touchdown run. Joe Montez came off that left side. And once he got through that initial defense, there was nobody left.
I give a lot of credit to that offensive line. Eric Jones, Nate Adams on that left side, creating that seam, and Montez is second back through. Averages 6 yards a carry, only 1 touchdown coming into today's game. Just got himself a touchdown in the state championship game.
Taylor on for the extra point. Snap back, ball down, and the kick is good. 2 minutes, 26 seconds left in the first half. 28-20. Nolan with the lead over Trinity Christian of Addison off that Montez touchdown run. We're right back. 2 minutes, 26 seconds left. 28-20. Nolan Catholic with the lead. Here's our drive chart for Trinity. Touchdown, touchdown, punt, interception, touchdown, fumble, interception. And you got a stat about their turnover problem, haven't you?
Well, it's one of those things where you think about it, Tom. In a game like this, you're playing a rival, a team you're very familiar with, and 2 of those 3 turnovers have been converted to 14 points by the Nolan Catholic Vikings.
And for Nolan Catholic now, you're talking about a team that has taken advantage of what they've got.
Absolutely. Well, they're creating them. And again, you come up with the interception that we saw Jonathan Werline come up with.
That's big time.
None better than that one.
Little pooch kick. This will be taken about the 25-yard line. Trying to get around the outside. He may only need 1 block. He gets across the 40 out to about the 42-yard line. Brock Thomas. They had a little pooch kick, and Thomas read that perfectly. A 19-yard return. And this time, they're not backed up inside their own 10. They're out near midfield.
Well, it wasn't pretty, but Robert Hill, a sophomore offensive lineman, number 72, stayed in front.
Right.
And did not allow Tanner Snow, or excuse me, Brock Thomas, to break that around the edge.
Ellerby comes along that left side. A little hesitation, and he gets out to about the 48 or 49-yard line. Wait for the mark from the official. Gain of about 7 on the play. Okay, that's where it's going to be. So it's a gain of 6. Make it 2nd and 4. One of their best plays has been Davidson running the football. Now he'll fade back. Got some pressure. Steps out of the pocket. Looks. Steps up. Throws long. And it is caught inside the 10. Tanner Snow with a catch. He is right on the goal line. A 50-yard pass and catch. What a great job by Davidson.
Well, look at Davidson again, Tom. He's on the move. He's scrambling, but you have to love the way he continues to look downfield. He's not lowering his head, anything. He's locating a receiver. He hauls that one out there. Tanner Snow, runs underneath it, and he gets it to less than the half-yard line. It's like the quarter-yard line.
Ellerby along the right side powers his way in. Touchdown.
And I like this right now by Coach Steve Hayes. He's going for 1, not chasing the point. Right. I like that. Great call. But how about this offense?
Cool. This is fun.
We're seeing like the yeoman, workman-like offense, the running with a little bit of the veer by the Nolan Catholic Vikings, and the aerial display for Trinity Christian.
Kiersdorf extra point. That one is good. 1:33 left. It is 28-27 coming up on halftime. There's that touchdown run.
Well, he'll get credit for a yard run, but Deshaun Ellerby, and how about the power? When we talk about this young man's only a sophomore, gets hit by Jonathan Werline about at the 1-yard line, and he just kind of wrangles and forces his way into the end zone.
3 plays, 57 yards, took 45 seconds. And coming up at halftime, Matt Malatesta will be in the studio. Talk about Manor and Fort Bend Marshall. Johnny Football's Heisman chances, and you know my partner, the former Aggie terrific receiver, is all over Johnny Manziel in that Heisman hope for tonight.
Yeah, and I'm hoping it's more than a Heisman hope.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
I mean, the young man has just had a tremendous season, and that's almost an understatement for what he's done and what he's meant to his team.
He's had great offensive line support, as we saw.
Yep. Luke Jokel winning the Outland Trophy, which is huge. A couple of great offensive linemen, though, that really, and I like what I heard Luke Jokel say is, he got asked at the award ceremony, what's different this year than last year? And, this is Coach Sumlin's first year. These are all these guys are Mike Sherman's players. And the fact is that Luke Jokel said, look, we're finishing. Playing in the second half, we're expecting to win, and he's confident. And he said it in one word. He said it's confidence.
And this ball will go into the end zone. And talking about that Heisman Trophy, well, Baylor University last year had a very impressive quarterback, RG3, 54 count them, school records.
Yeah, and I know some guys who've played quarterback here and have been extremely talented quarterbacks here.
Right.
But just with the progression of the game and the way that offenses play these days, I mean, those numbers are amazing, and it's a great. I'm sure there'll be a place at the new stadium where that banner will be hanging. It most likely won't stay here at Floyd Casey.
All right, so first down, 1:33 left. Nolan Catholic with the football. Perdome, quick pass, goes to the left side. He'll make a cutback, gets across the 30, out to about the 35-yard line. Patrick Ray with the tackle of David Thier.
I'd like to know how many times that this Nolan Catholic team has been in the empty backfield.
Yeah.
They were on that particular play. Thier started there. He motions out. He's the one who caught the pass and made a first down, but
was enough for a first down. Perdome looking long, steps up, throws, and the pass is overthrown. He was looking down that right side for Pierce Brayton.
Yeah, trying to get him on the out and up move. And I tell you what, Patrick Ray, again, the 6 foot, 170-pound junior for TCA, is running stride for stride with Pierce Brayton. He didn't bite on the out fake, had man coverage the whole way and played it perfectly. Tom, when you have so many guys committed to stopping the run, you've got to have a couple of your DBs who can run with receivers.
Yeah.
And Patrick Ray's having a heck of a first half.
Motion comes to the near side. Perdome with a delayed handoff going right up the middle. We got a flag down, and he gets a nice run into TCA territory. Ellerby finally is the one that made the stop. But Thier with a big run, and let's see if this is a hold, or yeah, it's a hold. Okay, we'll bring it back. Let's take a look at that delayed handoff again.
And Joseph Perdome is a magician with the ball. Look at that. Sticks it back in around after he passes off the end.
Yeah.
Rolling out to his right, uses the left hand to slide it in from the backside. Yeah, that's pretty crafty ball handling. Because we've seen Joseph Perdome do that little quick pitch fake around the corner when he decided to carry the ball and make it a big run.
He is a very talented quarterback. Football back at his own 32 right now. We got flags down. He's going to roll out to the right side, steps up, throws, and the pass is caught. And they'll say it is complete to Pierce Brayton, but let's get this call here. With 40 seconds to go. I think if this is against the offense. Yep.
Well, it looked like it was a difficult time there on the shift. And a little bit of uncertainty. And that flag, it was just waiting to come out of the pocket at the snap of the ball.
So now, with 40 seconds to go, do you just say, let's take it to the house?
Well, you might say that, but
I might say that. He might not, right?
Well, at 2nd and 18, you wonder if Coach Hayes is going to burn one of those timeouts. Apparently not. So most likely this will be the last play of the half.
2nd long. Perdome. And it's that delayed handoff again, and he's got a lot of room. He's across the 40 to the 50 to the 40, 35, and he's finally driven out of bounds at about the 34-yard line with 10 seconds to go. A 39-yard run. Patrick Ray with the stop.
On 2nd and 18. On 2nd and 18, a 39-yard run, and again, it's the same play time as you said. Great job of blocking at the point of attack. And Joseph Perdome, you've got to call that having some ball skills, the way that he handles that. Thier doing a great job of lugging it down, staying on the sidelines, and then going out of bounds, stopping the clock with 10 seconds. Now you've got a chance to take a shot or two, and it looks like Trinity Christian coach Steve Hayes is going to use a timeout.
Well, yeah, I mean, now with 10 seconds, what do you figure? You got 2 plays, would you guess? Maybe.
Well, if you throw the ball, you can do 3 plays if you throw it.
A couple sidelines.
It's got to be stuff that's really quick. You still have a timeout left, so you don't have to go to the sidelines yet. If you can get some, and again, field goal standpoint. And you work your way inside, about another 8 or 9 yards, you get around the 20-yard line, that's going to be in the go zone from the field goal standpoint.
You've got to think so, yeah. Taylor has shown that he's got the leg to be able to make that kind of a kick. Terrific first half. I don't know, we could have asked much more from this first half.
Watching this game, Tom, too, we come away with the knowledge, or we start with the knowledge, that these two teams are very familiar with each other.
Yeah.
And you get that sense or that feel as you see the action unfold before you.
1st and 10, football again at the 34-yard line. Prudhomme rolls out to the right side, steps up, continues to roll, throws, and the pass is caught. See where they'll mark it at the 26-yard line. It's caught by Patrick Rich.
Because Prudhomme had to use up a little bit more time than he wanted to because receivers were not open, he got flushed out of the pocket. There's only 3 seconds left on the clock right now, and this will be a field goal attempt.
A 43-yarder. Patrick Rich is his holder. And what looks like it's the final play of this first half. Snapback ball down. The kick is on the way, and it's blocked. Ellerby, we think, is the one that got it. And now the ball is touched and came loose. Let's see who picked this up in the end zone. Touchdown! Oh my! At halftime, what a horrible situation. If you're the guy that touches the ball, now the officials are saying hold it. They're going to put the ball down at the 2-yard line.
Well, we don't know, Tom. I think they're spotting that for the extra point right now, and there's a discussion as to whether or not the ball went into the end zone. And they're going to say that it did.
Yeah, it is. Touchdown. You put the points on the board. Well, we'll talk about this a bunch. The missed extra point is one thing. That is a huge play. Snapback ball down, and the extra point kick is good. The Vikings of Nolan Catholic with a terrific heads-up touchdown at halftime. Lead at 35-27. Let's see it. Ball is kicked and pushed and shoved and grabbed, and finally Nolan Catholic comes out of there with the touchdown. Let's go down sideline one more time. Here's Layla.
Coach, just a wild turn of events there on the missed field goal. Your thoughts on your team just being heads up and making sure they recovered it?
Yeah, we were very heads up on that. We worked on cover, and never in a million years you dream that'll happen, but it worked to our advantage.
This is just a wild game, 62 points in the first half. What are your thoughts on the pace?
Too fast for me. I'd rather slow it down and just get more methodical, but hey, if we can score and keep it up, I'm all willing to do it, whatever it takes.
All right, well, good luck to you in the second half, Coach. Thank you very much.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Wild first half, to say the least, guys. Let's send it back upstairs.
Yeah, good point, Layla, and well said by Coach Prudhomme. I'm sure he'd like to slow it down, but as it is, he's got to be thrilled. Up 35-27 at half. Nolan Catholic with the lead over Trinity Christian. Halftime activities coming up, and then we'll come back out here. Stick around, football fans. The Texas Association of Private and Parochial Schools state championships on Comcast Sportsnet are brought to you by Sarah Appliances and by Neighbors Emergency Care. Care that counts, experience that matters. Welcome back. 35-27. Nolan with the lead over TCA. Let's go back down to the sideline. Layla, what's happening?
Well, I spoke to TCA head coach Steve Hayes just now before the half, and he said that the biggest thing his team needs to do is limit the turnovers. He said as far as the pace of the game, he's not surprised. His team has had over 100 offensive plays in some of the games they've had this year, so he knew that that was going to be typical. And as far as the last play that ended that first half, he said, I didn't even talk about it to my team. He said, it's over, we move on. If that's the reason we lose, it's not going to be. He said it's not just one play, and that won't be the reason they lose this game. Guys, back to you.
Got to give credit to a coach there.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely
he could have buried one of his stars.
Well, the fact of the matter is that the play happened. It was an unfortunate play.
And it's over.
And it's over. And you know what? How about the forward vision of the coach?
Here's first half numbers. 215 passing yards for TCA. Over 350. Unbelievable. But that bottom right-hand number, 4, is looming large.
Yeah, the 4 turnovers are big, and that led to 21 of the 35 points. And go back to those passing yards. 120 for Nolan Catholic.
It's not bad, right?
For the predominantly running team.
A team that ran for nearly 3,000 yards this year. Unreal. How about some highlights from that first half? What'd you pick out, Shay?
Well, highlights, there was a bunch of them. Daniel Davidson starts off with a ridiculously hot hand as he finds Brock Thomas in the end zone. Has the first drive of the game, a 6-play, 80-yard drive for a touchdown, and Tanner Snow getting into the act as he gets behind the defenders for another touchdown catch. And then the pounding ground running game. David Authier punches one in for the touchdown, and Joseph Prudhomme out there finding his sophomore wide receiver Pierce Brayton for a touchdown grab, and kind of hits just keep on coming. And Cameron Elias crash test, gets it in for the touchdown. And then how about Nashawn Ellerby breaks around the right side, takes it all the way down to the touchdown. And then big Joe Montez, he wants to make sure that he's in on the scoring act. Ellerby again punches this one in from about a half a yard, and here at the end of the half, it was a blocked field goal attempt that was recovered by Nolan Catholic in the end zone for a touchdown.
Faltinsky takes the opening kickoff, tries to come around the outside, and he's going to get thrown back inside the 20 at about the 19-yard line.
But Nick Plumlee comes up with a great special teams play right there.
Nick Plumlee, who the coaches said before the injury was the heart and soul of our team. Now, this is a great team, and that's a strong statement from any coach.
Yep.
That's big time.
But he injured the hamstring. They had to make a couple of adjustments, and that's what brought Ellerby over. It moved Tanner Snow back into the slot position, and so you start to see a couple of different things happen there offensively. But ever since Nashawn Ellerby is lined up in the backfield, it's been for the betterment of the Trojans' offense.
1st and 10, football at the 19-yard line. Prudhomme talking to his offensive line. Single back behind him is Albers. Prudhomme rolls out, and he's going down. He got about to the 20, but Will Stacy came up that left side and was unblocked and took him down immediately.
Will Stacy on the backside, he just fills in where the pulling guard left from. It runs right down the backside of Joseph Prudhomme and makes sure that he doesn't pick up more than 1 yard on that carry.
2nd and 9 now. Prudhomme brings the man in motion to the near side. Trips to the right side. Quick throw to the right side, and it's caught, and he'll get a couple yards. Drew Allen with the stop of Authier, who almost got stopped immediately on catching that ball, but broke away from that tackle.
Well, Plumlee on the defensive side had a chance to bring Authier down at the line of scrimmage. But Authier's a big guy.
Oh, yeah.
Tree trunks for legs, man. He runs through the tackle pretty well.
Third and about 6 here. They're looking at those wristbands again.
Wristbands, armbands.
Yeah, Coach Prudhomme was saying wristbands. Oh, man, have we got wristbands. Now motion goes to the far side. Prudhomme Fades back under some pressure, steps up out of the pocket, comes along the right side. He's across the 30, lowers that shoulder, and he'll get a first down and more out to the 34-yard line. Ellerby with the stop, and Ellerby a little slow. That hamstring maybe just got hit, tweaked a little.
Well, maybe. I tell you what, this is one thing that will absolutely drive you crazy. Joseph Prudhomme able to extend the play, keep that play alive, Tom. The coverage was great. The Trojans defense had all the wide receivers covered up on the right side. Prudhomme looks back and takes it down and runs the other way and picks up the first down. And we definitely want to make sure that we're keeping up with Deshaun Ellerby.
Tried to go up the middle, did Luke Alvers, and there's nowhere to go. Ogden Norris, among others, right there on the stop. And yeah, I'm looking on the sideline for 25 right now.
I can see him there. He's still got that right hand.
He's working on that right hamstring.
Back of the leg there for sure.
Oh, those hamstring injuries are killer, aren't they? They just never seem to go away.
Yeah, two injuries that I'm familiar with would be the hand and the groin area. And those things just take years, if ever, to heal.
Yeah, to actually completely heal. I agree. Prudhomme, fake to give, now fades back, steps up. That ball is tipped and incomplete.
Nice coverage right there.
Yeah, Sam McQuilkin is the one that was right there defensively, I believe. I thought the ball was tipped right away.
But he got into the face of Authier. Joseph Prudhomme, as he rolls out to his left, looks like he gets it up over the top. Yeah, I'll tell you what, that was a nice play by McQuilkin. Making sure that Authier was not going to catch that ball.
3rd and 8.
The time last 3rd and long. Remember, Joseph Prudhomme tucked it down and scrambled, picked up the first down. The downfield coverage was good, but they did not account for the quarterback, did the Trojans.
Motion goes to that far side. He'll fade back, steps up in the pocket, and he's going to run it again, and this time he is not going to get enough. He'll get out to the 40-yard line, and it will be 4th and 4 from right there. Drew Allen had some help, but Allen the first one to get to him. Tanner Snow will go back deep to receive the kick. Lots of football left in this one. And here's one of those odd formations. They put 3 to either side. Punter is Spencer Hutka. He'll take it. Hits a line drive kick. Snow will take it. Makes a move across the 30, and he'll get out to about the 33 or 34-yard line. Fans, you've seen the Rocket games. Now see what happens behind the scenes with exclusive interviews, features, and more on Rockets All Access. Wednesdays at 4:30 on Comcast Sportsnet, your home of your home team. So, first down, yes, sir?
They have a sense or a feeling right now that the Trojans offense really, after the way the first half ended, Tom, feel like they need to come out and make a statement here to start the 3rd quarter.
And hold it, we've got flags
and
down.
that's not the right way to make the statement on a false start.
You get the idea, though, with these guys that 5 more yards doesn't bother them much. I mean, you don't want it, but it's not like, oh my God, what are we going to do now?
Yeah, it's more of a mindset.
Yeah.
Than it is the yardage. So it's not the fact that you got the 5 yards that you have to make up. It's the fact that, man, you got to get more consistent. You have to stay consistent. You have to eliminate the turnovers. You go through that thought process.
5 wide. Davidson steps up. Oh, and he's in trouble and going down. He tried to get away and could not. Joe Lassant, among others, right there with the stop, and he's dropped back at the 26-yard line.
Steal up Joe Lassant, number 11. Guys are doing a great job. Number 9, Max Walker, you see, fighting off 2 blockers. Filling the hole there. And Miles Murray, one of those very aggressive linebackers, coming in making sure that Davidson does not get loose.
Now Davidson trying to run again. Now does, and he's got a man wide open. That's Tanner Snow. He's across the 40. Gets a block to the 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, 74-yarder. This is a similar play to what they did earlier. Davidson rolls out
pretends like he's going to run it, and at the last second flips the ball.
Well, this is out of duress that he does that. And you see down on the field, Jonathan Werlein, he took a huge hit by Brock Thomas. Now take a look here. He's flushed out of the pocket, Tom. He's looking like he's going to scramble, and then he just flicks the ball out so quickly. And Tanner Snow, who has got big-time speed.
Ooh, I saw the block.
And Brock Thomas comes in and throws a block that actually springs, and Werlein was reaching out to grab Tanner Snow around the shoulders and would have brought him down. Brock Thomas, the battery-made wide receiver, throws a block, and Jonathan Werlein still down on the ground right now and getting some attention from the trainers.
And that happened to me in a basketball game. And literally the trainer at the University of Missouri came over and said, "How you doing?" And I said, "Who's asking?" Who are you? Who are you?
Yeah, it's it's just a great play. It's unfortunate to see Jonathan Werlein down on the ground right now, but he took a major shot.
Snow now 4 catches, 201 yards and 2 TDs as they're trying to relieve a little pressure there on Werlein. And that's uncomfortable. You get the wind knocked out of you, and they're working on his stomach, trying to make sure that he can breathe, trying to make sure that he's all right. Here he goes.
Well, it's a hustle play, too. I mean, he was hustling.
Oh,
and he
yeah.
was running at full speed, full
and
tilt,
never saw the block
and got
coming.
blindsided. It's great to see him up.
Yeah, absolutely. Terrific to see him up, walking off under his own power. Still wondering a little bit what was the number of that truck, but
yeah. Shake off the cobwebs, though. I tell you, it is really good to see him walking under his own power.
And not a dirty play, no questions whatsoever. It was a great block.
Yep, physical play,
and when he sees it, I'm sure he'll say the same thing. That was a heck of a play.
You know, I think we've all made the highlight reel. If you play the game for any period of time, you all make the highlight reel in the way that you really don't want to be remembered by. And I can remember a couple of my highlight reels that I would like to never see again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right there with you.
Yeah.
Now it looks like they're going for 2. Davidson rolls out to the left side, steps up, and he's not going to get there. Ellerby was looking for the ball and thought it was coming, but instead he stopped. Nice job here as Davidson rolls out and then finds the wide open Tanner Snow, and Snow takes it to the house. We'll be right back. Seven minutes, 53 seconds left in a 2-point ball game. And with these two teams, it's no surprise. Trinity Christian of Addison and Nolan Catholic of Fort Worth, two teams that have played about every year. Almost every time it's an overtime, it's a one-pointer, it's a cliffhanger, and that's where we are right now. Faltinsky and Walden are deep to receive this very high, kind of short kick. Faltinsky will take it about his own 5. Comes across the 10, Out across the 20 to the 25, and he'll fall forward to about the 26 or 27. And that's where the Vikings of Nolan Catholic will have it 1st and 10. And now we've got an official stoppage.
So they have an injured player standing down around the 30-yard line.
Is that Ellerby again?
Don't know for sure, but the officials are calling. Yep,
Yeah, that's Deshaun Ellerby. Yeah.
Tom, he's back there on that right hamstring again. You see the hand. Yep. He's locked up. Not wanting to move, not sure if he can.
Yeah, that is so painful. And you can see he is injured. That thing will just not let go. And that's just how it feels, isn't it? That it just will not let go.
Well, that'll be a real loss for this Trojans offense if he's not able to return to the game. And I would tell you that the way he looks now to be effective in this game,
it's doubtful.
It's hard to imagine him being able to come back in and play in the second half.
And we've got 7:45 left in the 3rd quarter. There's a lot of football left here.
Well, we heard Coach Prudhomme tell Layla on his way into the half that he'd like to see you go at a little slower pace.
Yeah.
He'd like to run the ball a little bit more.
Get that clock going a little more.
He's got a 2-point lead.
And he's got the ball.
And he has the ball. Let's
see if
let's see if he's able to do it. And it's going to be, that's a tall order. But Luke Alves, Cameron Elias, Joseph Prudhomme has even been very effective running the ball.
Yeah.
One guy back there behind Prudhomme is David Authier.
Prudhomme gets a man in motion coming to the near side. Prudhomme cuts it up the field, and he maybe got a couple out to about the 29. Let's see where they'll mark him. Actually at the 28, so a gain of a yard. Make it 2nd and 9. Chad Baldwin, senior middle linebacker, with the stop.
We've seen a couple of these defensive linemen, come up and make big plays at or near the line of scrimmage. Chad Baldwin doing a great job. 5'11", 205-pound senior, knifing in to bring Prudhomme down for a short gain.
Pair of receivers to the right side. Prudhomme now fades back. Didn't see the pressure coming. Throws, and this pass is caught out across the 40 to about the 44-yard line. Patrick Rich with the catch, and that's a 1st down. Prudhomme got hit hard as he released the ball, but that's a nice pitch and catch.
Yeah, Joseph Prudhomme's a big guy now. He kind of fights through the defender as he's getting ready to throw the ball. Goes down the line of scrimmage, a little bit of a zone read. He pulls up, pops up, so he's very near the line of scrimmage when he lets go of it, but puts enough pace on it where Patrick Rich can run under it, and that's a big 1st down conversion for the Vikings.
Chad Baldwin is the one that was there and put the pressure on Prudhomme, but he acted like it was no big deal. Now motion goes to the far side. Handoff. 2nd man through comes along the right side. That's Alves. Drew Allen with the stop. Gain of about 4 on that play. Make it 2nd down and 6. And they're very happy with 4 yards on 1st down, aren't they?
Absolutely. Absolutely, because they're so extremely confident when they overload either side of that line. And they have Luke Alves, Cameron Elias, Joe Montez, David Authier all kind of leading, and even Joseph Prudhomme will pitch the ball and lead block.
2nd and 6. Boudreaux comes in motion to the near side. Now Rich goes to motion far side. Prudhomme fakes a handoff, rolls out, steps up in the pocket. He's going to run, and he gets hit hard across the 45 to about the 47. Augie Norris there on the stop, and no gain on the play. It's 3rd down.
Yeah, Augie Norris doing a great job of keeping Prudhomme in front of him, and then Graham Hill comes in to finish this one off. But I would call Joseph Prudhomme a sneaky runner. I mean, he's extremely effective, Tom, as he kind of knifes his way back, and he has been gashing this defense for big yards. But on that play, Augie Norris and Graham Hill said nothing doing, and forcing a 3rd down and 7.
Motion comes to the near side. Prudhomme fakes a give, fades back, screen pass goes to the left side. He's got it, and that's enough for a first down and more. He breaks that tackle. He's inside the 35, down to the 30-yard line for a big first down. Augie Norris with the stop.
Well, Augie Norris, that's a lot of hustle for a defensive lineman to have to run down. Jonathan Faltinsky sneaks out of the backfield, and a little bit of that misdirection, that dominant run game, setting up Faltinsky slipping out of the backfield, and it's a perfect pass by Joseph Prudhomme, and another big gain for the Vikings offense.
Prudhomme looks at that wristband, and now he's got motion going to the far side. And motion comes back to the near side. Prudhomme handoff goes off right tackle, and Cameron Elias got a couple. They'll mark forward progress to about the 26, gain of 4. Drew Allen with the stop.
Well, you got to be impressed with Drew Allen, 6 foot, 170 pounds, Tom, and the leading tackler on this Trojans team. Kind of undersized as a safety, but man, is he physical. Not afraid to mix it up and go in there and lay some leather on the bigger running backs.
2nd and 6. Again, that ever-present motion.
Expect to see it coming back at you again.
Pitch play goes to the right side. Elias trying to make a cut. He'll get inside the 25, and there's a late flag. David Williamson with the stop. Got about a yard eventually after it was all over, but now the officials are talking about what the call is. And you heard him. Illegal block in the back.
Not mental penalties in this game, have there?
No. Very well played game.
The sign of 2 great coaches, 2 great staffs.
Yeah, and that's a real key, is the staff. It's not just the head coach. There is an entire staff.
He sets the tone.
Yeah.
They believe in it. They make sure that it's immersed.
And make it happen.
Yep, down the organization and make it happen. Exactly right.
At the 36, he's got to get to the 20-yard line. So now 2nd and long. Prudhomme gets Rich going in motion to the far side. Prudhomme rolls out to that left side, steps up and delivers that pass, and it's caught by Patrick Rich, and he stays on his feet inside the 20, down near the 15, and that's a first down.
That's a nice move by Patrick Rich, as he was the guy, Tom, that was lined up on the right side, the last guy to go in motion over to the left. You see Prudhomme rolling out to the left, and he just throws a strike, and Patrick Rich comes up with another big catch for this Vikings offense.
21 yards on that one. Brock Thomas, the one who made the stop, and now it's 1st and they're back in that red zone. 1st and 10, football at the 15-yard line. They go strong side right, and they're going that way. Prudhomme cuts it up the field inside the 15, down to about the 12. Drew Allen with the stop, a gain of about 3, make it 2nd and 7.
A little bit more of a methodical type of a drive.
Exactly.
They're mixing up the pass and the run very well, but this is a long drive, probably the longest drive of the game. Not just from a play standpoint, but from a time standpoint.
This will be the 9th play of this drive. Great call, partner. Prudhomme hollering out to his team. Showing a little blitz. The give goes right up the middle, and they'll get inside the 10 to about the 9-yard line. Augie Norris with the stop. And this is just what you talked about. This is just where they want to be at this point in time. They want to power this baby up the field.
And you hear the Trojan faithful on their feet on this 3rd and about 4 yards. Want the defense to rise up and see if they can't come up with the stop.
Prudhomme looks over that wristband. Handoff going nowhere. Oh, and now he just fall forward and maybe got another yard down to about the 8-yard line. The defense stood him up. Augie Norris,
Tom, made a fantastic play. He submarined in between, and he disrupted everything at the point of handoff. He just sold out, and you love that when you see your defensive line undersized, didn't want to get pushed around by the offensive line, and big Joseph Prudhomme submarines in there and comes up with a huge stop for his team.
Caleb Taylor on for the 25-yard field goal from the left hash. Snapback ball down, and the kick is on the way, and it is good. 59 seconds left in the third quarter. Puts 3 more on the board for Nolan Catholic. It's a 5-point game. .59 seconds left, third quarter. Make it 38-33. Nolan Catholic with the lead over Trinity Christian. Astros, Dynamos, Rockets, and more. We've got all your sports news covered. Check Sportsnet Central 7 days a week at 6, 10, and midnight on Comcast Sportsnet, your home of your home teams. How about that drive, Hards? Oh, what a beautiful shot. 11 plays, 65 yards, 6 minutes and 46 seconds. Just what he wanted, right?
Except it was a field goal instead of a touchdown.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a near picture perfect drive for the Vikings, and really executing the offense. Joseph Prudhomme did a great job of mixing up the pass and the run, picking up first downs, as you said, chewing up a bunch of clock. The longest drive that we've seen in this game.
Caleb Taylor on for the kick. Tanner Snow, Brock Thomas, and Patrick Ray, the 3 that are deep. And here is the kick. And it bounces forward. Brock Thomas will take it across the 20-yard line. Check that. Yeah, Brock Thomas got it out to the 20, and that's where they'll put him to play. 1st and 10. That was dangerous.
That's a little bit of a heart stopper if you're Coach Steve Hayes and the Trinity Christian Trojans. I mean, what else, right?
Yeah.
The ball hits, and for how many times have you seen it back up on a bounce? It always goes forward on a kickoff, but not this one. And good thing that Brock Thomas was near the ball, as he fielded it down around the 5-6 yard line. He's able to push it out to the 20-yard line. So heads up play there.
Drives less than 45. One play. Davidson fades back. Got some pressure. Steps up. Now he's going to run it across the 20 or the 25. Fumbled the football. It's still loose, and Nolan Catholic got it. He lost the football, and Nolan Catholic comes out of there with it.
Yep, that's Chris Feebig who has a fumble, but I will tell you who caused it. Number 62, Ramon Romero. Take a look as Daniel Davidson is running downfield. He's not expected to get hit from the inside. Ramon Romero comes up with the big shot there, and Chris Feebig, who had a pick 6 last week to seal the victory, and actually 56 was in there as well. That's Brennan Moraine, the All-State linebacker. So he took a shot across the bow there by Romero, and Moraine comes in. hits him from behind, Tom, strips the ball out. Feebig with the recovery, and now this Nolan Catholic offense back to work.
They've got it 1st and 10 at the Trinity Christian of Addison 33-yard line. Dome with that power set. And they'll run, coming around the right side, gets a good block, and he'll get down to about the 30-yard line. It's Joe Montez. Tanner Noakes, among others, on the stop. Gain of about 4 on the play. And again, this is exactly what they do. Nolan Catholic ran for about 3,000 yards this year. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. 38-33. It's been a terrific day of football when it comes down to one final quarter for the TAPPS Division I state championship. We've got a 5-point game here. 38-33. Nolan Catholic with the lead over Trinity Christian of Addison. The 4th quarter is coming up next. Don't you dare go away.
Welcome back. The start of the 4th quarter of the Division I TAPPS State Championship. Right now, Nolan Catholic leading Trinity 38-33, joined by the Vice President of TAPPS. This is Brian Bunselmeyer. And what are your thoughts on just the game so far? Because for TAPPS, this has got to be a pretty fun thing to be a part of.
It's a district rematch. It's a good rematch. They're going up and down the field. Whoever has the ball last should win. It's the way it ought to be.
You talk about TAPPS, and we discussed it in the previous game. Your motto is competition with honor. What does it mean to have these students compete and with the standards that you guys do bring?
For these two schools to represent each other, a large school and a small school, it's a great opportunity for both.
What would you tell people about the amount of opportunities a student has by going to TAPPS and by being a part of this?
In a TAPPS school, you have the same opportunities as a public school, but you get to choose the setting in which you play. I think we offer great opportunities for the young men and women who choose our schools as a host school.
And the atmosphere here is one that's very positive. We've seen that time and time again. Both teams clapping for each other, especially with these two teams who have such history. What are your thoughts on just the spirit and, again, the honor, really, when it comes to the character?
It's fun to see a cheerleading squad. It's fun to see a dance team. Bands are playing on both sides. Guys in funny striped overalls running around and parents going crazy. It's a great atmosphere for high school football.
Certainly has. We're glad to be a part of it. Brian Bunselmeyer, Vice President of TAPPS, we thank you for the time.
Thank you.
Guys, let's send it back upstairs.
All right, on 3rd and 7, Prudhomme with a keeper goes right up the middle, and he'll be very close to that first down.
Yeah, design quarterback run the whole way. He takes the ball, does Prudhomme, rolls out to his right, bends it back to the left, and he just follows the guard and burrows his way down close.
Yeah, the officials are going to take a look. Will Stacy with the stop.
It's going to be really, really close.
They'll get those chains set, and here they come. As evening falls here, dusk in Waco. Just a gorgeous
It's been
setting.
a fantastic day all day today.
First down by the wax on the end of the nose of the football. First down.
The wax on the end of the nose of the football.
Yeah.
Well, your eyesight is fantastic.
11.5 minutes left, a 5-point, 38-33 Nolan Catholic lead over Trinity Christian of Addison in this TAPPS Division I state championship game. Prudhomme sends receivers out wide to both sides. And there goes the motion to the far side. Handoff goes right up the middle, and he's going nowhere. And we got a yard or so coming off that right side.
And Tom, you remember when we were talking to Coach Prudhomme, and we said, hey, from a play calling standpoint, we said, do you have wristbands? He goes, oh my, do we have wristbands?
Yeah.
We have wristbands that direct us to waistbands that direct us back to the wristband. And when you see all the formations that the Vikings run,
You can see
how
why.
much motion, how much movement there is pre-snap, you understand why they have so many sets and so many play calls.
2nd and 10 as they'll call it no gain. Prudhomme fakes the give, looking long, steps up, throws, and that pass is deflected, knocked away. Brock Thomas, the wide receiver who's got so much speed, knocked that one down. And now it's 3rd and 10. And as you've mentioned before, they're not afraid to run Prudhomme in this situation.
Well, we saw him again. I just am impressed because Joseph Prudhomme, he's a big, stocky kid.
Oh, yeah.
But, man, he is nimble in the foot. It kind of reminds you a little bit of a Ron Dane type of
there you
player.
go,
Right?
yeah.
He's a big body, big, strong guy, but his feet very quick, very nimble.
3rd and 10. Patrick Rich comes in motion to the near side. Prudhomme fakes a handoff, rolls out to the right side. He is going to run. We've got a flag down. I think he's going to be shy of the first down at about the 16-yard line. Drew Allen with the stop. Let's see what the call is here. Is this a hold? Yeah.
I tell you what, I love the way that Joseph Prudhomme handles the ball. The boy has got some ball skills. Again, on this particular play, watch what he does here. He fakes that little reverse handoff again that he's executed to perfection so many times today.
That was the hold.
And he
you
tucks
just
the
saw,
ball
yeah.
out right there, the point of contact there. But, I mean, Prudhomme,
Oh,
look,
yeah.
he's
Oh,
a
yeah.
little magic-like with the ball now.
Nolan now 7 penalties for 50 yards. 5-0. TCA 1 penalty for 5 yards. So the ball comes back to the 33. They've got to get to the 13. The physicists out there. It's 20 yards that
You're going deep in the repertoire, my friend.
Yeah. Prudhomme will roll out. Looking deep, steps up, throws, and this pass is caught, and he gets away from one man to the 10, 5, nope, hold it.
They're going to call him
Hold the
stepping
phone.
out around the 14-yard line, Tom.
Yeah, he's out of bounds at the 14. It'll be 4th down.
4th and 1. But how about Pierce Braden, the sophomore? Prudhomme does a nice job again of rolling out, creating space for himself, giving him an area. He gets out, he sprints out so quickly, Tom, that he gives himself room to throw the ball, and he locates his sophomore receiver, Pierce Braden. Hit him in stride, and Braden steps out right at the 14-yard line. Official right there on it to see. But 4th and 1, and something tells you, is it field goal time for head coach Prudhomme? And he's going to call a timeout to give it a little bit of thought.
Yeah, they want to make sure on this one. Up by 5.
Well, I was going to say,
go ahead.
Up by 5. 3 points gives you a one-score game, but you know that means a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Right, exactly. Let's go back downstairs one more time. Here's Layla Rahimi.
Thanks very much, Tom. And we've got 10 minutes left in this game, and it's also a special 10 minutes for many players here on Nolan's team. Actually, 8 of them. They all have brothers who have played for Nolan state championship teams before. Just some of the guys include wide receiver Patrick Rich, Jeremy Fryer. In fact, there's one set of brothers on the team. They have another brother who played, Wade and Ty Coleman, the linebacker and the running back. Their brother Bo won 2 state titles with this Nolan Catholic team as well. And then another special set of brothers in the coaching ranks, because Coach Prudhomme's brother, Steve, is the athletic director here at Nolan. So pretty interesting family tree there.
A lot about families at schools like this, Jim.
Absolutely. Yep. Kind of reminds me of old Sly and the Family Stone.
It's a family affair.
Yeah.
Right? 4th and 1.
Well, big down here for the Trojans defense.
Prudhomme under center. Handoff pitch, and he'll fall forward, and he's got enough for that first down. Sam McQuilkin on the stop.
Yeah, he came up with the hit, but not enough to hold the Vikings running back from forging ahead and getting the first down. It's Joe Montez, and it's a lot of man leading in, falling behind those 2 lead blockers. There's a great look right there of Joe Pena, the freshman center. Tom, he's 14 years old.
You believe that?
And he is playing lights out.
He's not only taking care of snapping the ball, but he's blocked very well as well. 1st and 10. Prudhomme rolls out to the left side. He's going to keep it. He's inside the 15. He'll get down to about the 6-yard line. And it'll be 2nd and about 3. Augie Norris and Tanner Snow on the stop. 10th play coming. 10th play of this drive. Just exactly what Joe Prudhomme told us at halftime.
Well, and they had an 11-play drive prior to creating the turnover that netted 3 points. And you've got to believe now with Coach Prudhomme in this 10th play of this drive, he definitely wants to put a touchdown on the board.
Quarterback Prudhomme pitches back. Montez gets inside the 5, down to the 2, down to the 1. And he is stopped right there at the 1-yard line.
Well, he certainly made it eventful, though. Joe Montez dragging people.
Drew Allen with the stop. It's enough for a first down, so it's 1st and goal at the 1.
His power running attack, and Joseph Prudhomme trying to lead block there and run through and pick up a couple of blue jerseys.
Prudhomme looks at that wristband, make sure that he's got the right call. Sends that tight end in motion to the right side. Handoff, 2nd man through is Montez, and he is in. Touchdown. Joe Montez went along that right side, just followed that big tight end. And that changes the complexion of this game a bit.
That's 2 touchdowns for Montez today. Only 1 coming into today's game, and notching a couple in the state championship game. Impressive day for him.
Taylor on for the extra point. Snap back, ball down. It was a low snap. And the kick is good. By the way, I see Ellerby back on the field. He almost blocked that extra point. One more time. Here's that touchdown off the right side. Montez takes it in. 45-33. We'll be right back. Joe Montez, a little smile after that second touchdown. 45-33 is our score. Nolan Catholic with the lead. Ellerby is back deep to receive, so obviously that hopefully was just a cramp. Nolan 28 points off 5 turnovers. Shay, that's big numbers.
Well, it's very opportunistic of your team to create those turnovers and then to respond offensively and put points on the board. You got to believe that's something that Coach Prudhomme and his staff probably teach, and a little pooch kick here.
Be taken about the 30-yard line. He'll make a move across the 40 out to about the 41. That's Patrick Ray, a wide receiver. Ray gives them great field position at the 41. And now with 8.5 left, you got to think there's a little pressure here for Trinity Christian of Addison.
Well, you do, and you mentioned this after that touchdown by Nolan, that this changes the complexity of the game. So I think it does put you a little bit more into a hurry-up mode. But keep in mind, you've got some home run hitters in Tanner Snow, Brock Thomas. You've got some guys who can make plays for you.
Looking for a reverse, and they've got it. Thomas gets it out to midfield, and they'll mark him out at the 49-yard line, very close to a first down. Bername with the stop. Nice fake. Oh, great job camera work. That's terrific job. You stayed with that. Outstanding. Well done.
O-line coach, offensive coordinator, co-offensive coordinator Brandon Graham doing a good job there.
Ellerby came in motion. Davidson in trouble, and he's going down. He lost the football. It's loose. And I think Trinity Christian of Addison got it back.
It's still a dogfight down there.
They are still fighting for it, and they're going to say he's down. Even though a Nolan Catholic young man has it in his grasp.
Looked like that was Arby Segismundo chasing down Daniel Davidson and stripping that ball as Davidson's trying to get away from the pressure. Segismundo strips the ball down, and second and nearly impossible at 23 yards.
Ellerby again in motion. Davison steps up, and he gets tripped up from behind at the 39, gain of a yard on the play. Miles Murray with a heck of a tackle, and now it's a very big third down play.
These two linebackers, Brennan Murnane, an All-State junior, and Miles Murray, also a junior, have just played a whale of a game interior for this Vikings defense.
Third and 22. And you hear the defense call from the Nolan Catholic side. Davidson steps up, throws, and this pass is caught, and he's got enough for a first down and more. Snow inside the 20, 15, 10, 5, and he is down very close. Touchdown! Tanner Snow from 61 yards out. You almost gave up on Davidson, and one more time, he makes a little magic happen, finds Tanner Snow for 6.
How about the patience by Davidson in the poise and just creating enough space to 3rd and 22.
He hits the ball out to Tanner Snow. Snow with great wheels, good balance, stays in for the score.
Snow, 5 catches, 262 yards. No, we aren't wrong. That really are his numbers for tonight. Snapback ball down, and the kick is no good. He missed it wide left. That's 2 extra points that have been missed now. We got a timeout on the field. 6 minutes, 42 seconds left. Watch this guy just fight his way into the end zone. 6:42 left. We'll be right back. The Texas Association of Private and Parochial Schools state championships on Comcast Sportsnet are brought to you by Pasha Snoring and Sinus Center and by Main Event, serving the Woodlands and Clear Lake areas, opening in Katy on December 13th. 6 minutes, 42 seconds left. 45-39. How about Davidson's last 3 completions? Complete. 50 yards, 74 yards, 61 yards, 185 yards. That's a day for a lot of people. And there's the kickoff that goes into the end zone.
But a tremendous job by his wide receivers, especially Tanner Snow. Such a great job of fending off the initial defender after making the catch and then outrunning 3 other Viking defenders and just diving into the end zone for that touchdown to bring this to a 6-point game.
Just what we expected, right? When we kicked this off, you and I talked about it. These two know each other so well. Every time they play, it's an overtime game. It's a 1-possession game. This is so much fun.
Yeah, it certainly is. And Tom, again, you think about the quality of play that you're seeing on the field, the high level of coaching. I mean, this is a real treat to be able to be a part of this game.
All right, let's see what now Nolan Catholic comes back with here. Prudhomme under center. It looks like they're in a little bit of a hurry here. They get motion. I think they may have had something kind of tricky going on and really wanted to get to it.
Well, it looked like the play clock too was getting down close to 0. They tried to get the play off quickly, and they're going to get flagged for delay of game. It looked like motion because Offier, the fullback, left early, but he was looking down at the play clock. When he saw it go to 0, he took off. Heads up play, but the penalty for delay of game had already been called.
So 1st and 15 now. The Trojans faithful. Howler defense. Prudhomme comes up under center. Puts those tight ends in motion to the right side. Rolls out to the right side. Throws it back, and there's going to be no gain on that play. That was Joe Montez again. Drew Allen did a nice job defensively of staying home. And now we've got a Joe Montez who is shaken up on the play.
You want to take a guess at who put the hit on Joseph Prudhomme, who made him pitch the ball? It'd be one of those wide receivers, Tanner Snow, really coming out of the safety position. Again, a lot of these guys, Tom, go both ways, and think about that individual effort there by Snow after lugging it all the way down the field after that long catch and run. The score, the enthusiasm, the emotion of all that. He's got to come right back out and start playing defense, and he does it in a hard-nosed way.
Yeah, by almost making a sack. Montez still being worked on. Seventh possession of the this is just of the second half as Montez is now up, and he's going to be helped off. Unreal. Hopefully he's all right. Joe Montez, he's being helped off. He's in some pain. Loss of a yard, make it 2nd down and 11. Let's see if they open it up again here. Prudhomme looks again down at that wristband, trying to make sure that he's got it. Fakes a draw, now rolls out to the right side, steps up, throws, and the pass is incomplete. He fired that. That was a fastball. Graham Hill there on the coverage. Here's Brayton, the one that almost had it. Big 3rd down play, Cards.
Well, you talk about the closeness of this game, and we heard when Brian Munselmeyer was talking to Layla, vice president of TAPPS. He says, hey, the last one with the ball, this is the way it should be. I think he knows a little bit more about these teams than we do. But so far, he's pretty spot on.
Oh, yeah. Nolan 6 of 13 on 3rd down. Rich goes by, and now we've got motion.
That's a bad penalty right there.
And boy, look at the Trinity Christian. They are excited. They are motioning to their fans, keep making noise. Obviously, they're not a huge crowd. This is not a sold-out crowd, but These kids are doing a terrific job.
Oh, they're well
supporting their
represented,
team.
and there's a lot of noise coming out of that TCA sideline and fan base. You know, it wasn't bad enough that 3rd and about 11 was going to be a difficult enough backed up to your own end, but now it's 3rd and 16. Let's see what Joseph Prudhomme has up his sleeve.
Lone setback behind him. Rich goes in motion. Prudhomme got some pressure. Flushed out of the pocket, steps up. He's across the 25, and he is not going to get there. Oh, did he get hit hard? Augie Norris right there on the stop, and it's 4th down.
He took a big shot, but picked up about 7 yards. 3rd and 15, 3rd and 16. Brings it now to 4th and about 8, but nice job right there by Augie Norris, staying at home. And again, that's where Joseph Prudhomme has been so devastating of a runner to this Trojans team, as he has been able to find his way and wiggle his way through and power his way through a bunch of tackles. Not able to do so on that one, and he's going to be forced to punt, and the Trojans look, Tom, to have good field position.
Snow and Ellerby back deep to receive. Play clock is down to 0, and I think it's delay a game again. Yeah, it's delay of game again.
All of that hard work that Joseph Prudhomme to pick up those 6-7 yards. Got to give 5 of them back on the delay of game, and that makes the potential field position for the Trojans even better.
A little bit better. Yep.
You know, as a punt returner right now, you cannot let this ball hit the ground.
Very high end-over-end kick, and it'll be caught by Tanner Snow at the 47, and there he is, a 31-yard kick. He had to kind of dive to catch it, but he got it, and it is 1st down now. As there you see Joe Montez with a little ice on that right knee, and there is not much worse of a feeling for a guy who's had a great game.
Was that a super
all
game?
of a sudden,
yeah, just
on
on
the side.
option play. He was the pitch man, and when Prudhomme pitched the ball out, he took a low hit around the legs.
Davidson finds Ellerby, and here he goes. Ellerby across into the 50, 47-yard line.
He doesn't look right. He still looks like he has a sore hamstring, because he looked like he had a chance to bounce that to the outside, and he was starting to do it and just almost pulled up a little bit. Still a very physical run, and how about the moxie for the sophomore?
Gain of 6. Davidson steps up, throws, and the pass is incomplete. He was looking for Brock Thomas. And now it's 3rd and about 4. Jonathan Werlein, nice to see him back on the field.
Absolutely, and that was
Knocks it
great,
away.
great coverage by Werlein. Great coverage.
5 of 6 on 3rd downs now for TCA. Davidson fades back, got some pressure, rolls out, going down, throws, and the pass is incomplete. It was about in the grass, but instead it's 4th down.
Coming out of that linebacker spot, Tom, put immense pressure on Daniel Davidson. And you'll see number 54 running right down, and Davidson does a great job of just getting rid of the ball and getting it near a receiver. And looks like the Trojans going to roll the dice on 4th and 4. Make a break time.
Davidson fades back, got some time, rolls out of the pocket. He's going to run for it. He's going to have it. And he will be out of bounds at the 41-yard line. And how about those TCA fans? They are going crazy down below.
He picks up a 1st down by about 1.5 yards to 2 yards, and it was a true sprint to the pylon, or the yardage marker. Daniel Davis is doing a good job running out to his left. He takes another big shot there by Brennan Murnane, but not until he picks up the 1st down.
Ellerby tries to go around the left side, and boy, I see what you meant right there. He had no acceleration whatsoever. Nope.
Yeah.
Murnane is the one who made the stop. We got a flag down. Holding against the offense.
You know, Brock Thomas, Tanner Snow. One of those guys are going to have to come up with a big play, Tom, for this Trojans offense, and they've done it all year. Harrison Woodard also.
Nick Plumlee, another guy that can make that play.
And Woodard's out wide down to the bottom of the screen, and he's definitely a deep threat.
Davidson fades back, got some time, steps up, looking long, throws. Oh, what a catch! And then he dropped the ball. Coming down, he dropped the ball. Brock Thomas with a one-handed grab. But as he's coming down, he dropped it. Oh, what a catch. Almost.
Well, a little bit too much air underneath the ball, but my goodness, what a great effort there by Brock Thomas. You can see why the guy's got over 1,000 yards receiving, Tom, when he makes plays like that, even though he's not able to come down with that ball.
Second.
He had it for a beat of the heart.
Now 2nd and 20. Hand off to Ellerby, and he's just got nowhere to go. Now he gets away, and he'll end up getting about 6 yards on that play. And it'll be 3rd down. Miles Murray with the stop, but Ellerby just doesn't have it.
Now, it's a courageous effort by Nishan Ellerby to even be in this game right now with the injury that he has.
Davidson fades back, looking long, looking down the field, and this one in triple coverage is caught by Tanner Snow. Snow's got it at the 12-yard line.
Are you kidding me?
Wow.
3 defenders, 3 white jerseys, a jump ball.
A 33-yard reception, and we aren't done yet.
Tanner Snow, 5'10". Never takes his eyes off the ball, goes up and makes an outstanding grab. You talk about your seniors making big plays for you.
Nick Plumlee has come back in. He's to Davidson's right. Now Davidson goes in motion. They give it to Ellerby. He's to the 10, to the 5, stays on his feet. Touchdown! Nishan Ellerby, a 13-yard touchdown carry. It was the Wildcat to Ellerby, and we got a tie ball game with 3 minutes and 14 seconds left.
Well, what do you think with Daniel Davidson running out of the backfield off to the left side? Nick Plumlee comes in and gets a devastating block at the point of attack. Nishan Ellerby cuts it up just inside of him and runs over 2 tacklers at the end zone to get in for the touchdown.
Alexander Beiersdorf on for that all-important extra point. Snapback ball down. The kick is blocked. And now they can attempt to bring this back and get 2 points. And he's not going to get there.
Well, it's been an adventure on extra points for TCA today.
45 all with 3:14 left. Here's that touchdown run one more time, Shay.
Well, a great job of blocking. And again, Nick Plumlee, Tom, he comes in and he just throws a decleater block. And that allows Ellerby the lane to hit it up in.
And you can see why the coaches earlier this week said this was the heart and soul of our team. Was Plumlee.
Use that extra point attempt.
I don't know if it was blocked.
Hard to tell if someone got a hand on that one or not, but
7 plays.
The result is it's a 45-45 tie.
Game. 7 plays, 47 yards. Took just under 2 minutes. Now 3 minutes and 14 seconds left. There it is.
Now, Tom, last night we were informed by some of the TAPPS folks who were here that there was a record set with Shiner St. Paul and Frisco Legacy in the Division III championship of TAPPS. 99 points scored, all-time record. I know how your math is, so I'm going to let you know we're pretty close to 99 at this point.
Means a lot to me that you'd have my back like that.
You understand that.
Yeah.
Well, heck, I was looking at you. I was taking off my shoes to make sure I had it right, but only one of them, by the way.
I thought you were hitting the button to talk to somebody down in the truck. That'd be Clint down in the truck. He'd be the one that'd have your back.
Well, that's a fact. We know that.
Yeah.
And we hope he's feeling better as well.
Yeah. TCA 556 total yards, 383 passing yards. Now Frank Collin, a sophomore, is back deep to receive the kick. This is a terrific kick. And it again backs up. They'll bring it across the 15, out to the 20, 25, 30. And he's still going out to about the 38-yard line. They get a rugby scrum right there. 37-yard return for Frank Collin. And it's first down. Exactly 3 minutes remain. Division I TAPPS State Championship game. Two old rivals, Trinity Christian of Addison and Nolan Catholic of Fort Worth. An absolutely terrific game. We thought our first game was great, and this one is every bit as good. Joseph Prudhomme, the senior quarterback. Final game, obviously, of many of these young men's career. Motion. Prudhomme keeps it, turns upfield, and he'll get about 5 or 6.
He does such a nice job of making decisions quickly.
Yeah.
He comes out, he does that little reverse pivot spin, goes back to his left, and just sees a, and it's not much of a crease, Tom. It's just a little bit of a crease, and he picks up 7 yards.
Second about 3 now. Prudhomme takes his time. Now pitches it back, and he'll get out to about the 49 near midfield. That's enough for a first down. Nick Plumley with the stop. Luke Alvis, whose name is we haven't called much today, got that first down right at midfield. 2:20 left. Remember, Nolan used 1 timeout earlier. They have 2 left. Trinity Christian of Addison with all 3 of their timeouts. Plumley looks over the defense. Motion goes to that far side. Plumley rolls out, now pitches back. Alvis again, and he'll fall forward for about 4 yards on that carry. And again, 3, 4, 5 yards on the first down play. That one was 4. Will Stacy with the stop. They're very happy with 4 yards.
Well, they are happy with 4 yards, but they have 1 minute and 30 seconds on the clock, and 4 yards is not going to get it done if you want to get into field goal range.
Prudhomme has thrown the ball very well today. Motion man comes to the near side. Prudhomme is going to fade back, looking up the field, steps up, throws, and the pass is caught. He's got it down at about the 35-yard line. That's enough for a first down.
Brock Thomas and Tanner Snow in on the coverage there as they hit Pierce Braden. I'd say I'm really impressed with Pierce Braden as a sophomore wide receiver. Made a big catch in the first half for a score, made a couple of other nice catches on the sideline, and adds to it with that one. Came into the game, Tom, 10 total catches on the year. Having a big day.
A gain of 12 yards on that play. 1 minute 10 left. Motion again goes to the far side. Prudhomme pitches to Alvis and then leads the way. Alvis goes down to about the 30 or 31-yard line. Let's call it a gain of 5 on the play. Make it 2nd and 5. Under 1 minute left. Drew Allen with the stop, and there's Blake Taylor getting loose. This could come down to him. Second down and 5. Prudhomme, the receiver in motion to the far side. He'll fade back. Got some time. Steps up, throws, and that's incomplete.
Well, a little miscommunication there between Joseph Prudhomme and the wide receiver.
So with 27 seconds to go, it's now 3rd down. 3rd and a long 5 is really what it is. No surprise, right?
Yep,
with
no
these 2
surprise at all.
teams, this is exactly where you'd expect to be.
See there, 27 ticks on the clock.
Set up with that veer look again. Prudhomme Rolls out to the right side. It's a keeper. And he's still going inside the 25, down to about the 21-yard line. That's enough for a first down. 22 seconds left. Davis Williamson with a stop. And now you've got to think they're about in field goal range.
Yeah,
right?
2 timeouts, and the clock will start when the play is whistled in, as it just did. Prudhomme back under center quickly. Well, not so quick now.
And
Coach Prudhomme is calling a timeout.
So now they're down to 1 timeout remaining. Prudhomme, I mentioned that he was throwing the ball well. 11 of 21, 214 yards and a touchdown. He's also rushed 14 times for 88 yards.
And the running, Tom, I mean, I would tell you that the passing, I'm not surprised by. But the running, at how effective he is, I am surprised. I'm impressed with it. There's a better way to say it.
Reads well.
You bet.
Sports Talk Live with Kevin Eschenfelter. Goes up some noteworthy sports guests. You'll have plenty of buzzworthy opinions and play-by-play analysis. You'll never know who stops by. Sports Talk Live, weekdays at 5. Comcast Sportsnet Houston. We're so pleased you could join us. Final 14 seconds of what is regulation for the TAPPS Division I State Championship. Trinity Christian of Addison, the Trojans, and the Vikings of Nolan Catholic of Fort Worth. First down. And now timeout called by Trinity Christian. Remember the coaches talk again. I'll go back to this, and I made the point earlier about the chess match that was going to go on between these two head coaches. I think we just again saw a piece about to be taken, and instead he didn't quite let go of that piece and pulled it back and said, I haven't made my move yet. You can't move.
But now, did you say that was a rook earlier?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, well, maybe this is a move on the knight.
It could have been. Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
Bishop. Maybe. Not the queen or the king.
Not the queen or the king. And certainly not the pawn.
Okay.
We're way too deep in the game.
Pawns are long gone. Yeah.
You betcha.
14 seconds left. Football to 21-yard line. Prudhomme calls out the play to his line. Comes up under center. Quarterback keeper comes around the left side. He's to the 15, to the 10, down to the 9-yard line. Deshaun Ellerby with the stop with 7 seconds left, and they have taken their final timeout.
Well, Coach Prudhomme calling his son's number, and Joseph doing a great job, Tom, on that little pivot as he spins back around, runs down that left side, getting a good block there by Nate Adams. Good push, and he kept the ball, and he centered the ball. And they were over on the right hash.
Yeah.
And you got to believe that Coach Prudhomme wanted to make this as much as an extra point tight as he could. Joseph executed that play really well, pushed it down, and he's on about the 9-yard line, but he is very close to the middle of the field.
Yeah. Sophomore Gleb Taylor coming on here for the field goal to get the win.
Well, and I believe it was Deshaun Ellerby who got the block at the beginning, excuse me, at the end of the first half. He is back in the game.
Yeah.
He's down at the bottom of your screen.
A 26-yard field goal attempt. Now we'll get that 11th man to come on the field. That was right where Ellerby was coming as well. Snap back, ball down. The kick is on the way. It's long enough, it's high enough, and it is good. With 4 seconds remaining. The kick is good, and Nolan Catholic has taken a 48-45 lead. Wow.
Well, you think Coach Prudhomme might be giving a little bit of a sigh of relief.
Yeah.
But you cannot be 100% sure. There are 4 ticks on the clock. There's a deal that the TG staff made with some of the student body. Not bad.
Get Monday off, maybe?
Well, not Monday off necessarily. I'm thinking get out of the English test.
Oh.
That's pretty cool.
It's not a bad deal.
Yeah, heck no, man. Go to school, hang out. Not have to have the English test. That's a big deal.
Well, while we got a second, we just say thank you to all the people from TAPPS who have made our broadcast so easy today. They've done a terrific job at helping us in the Division II and now Division I championships. The coaches, the administrators from the schools have just gone out of their way to make us feel welcome. And of course, the people at the University, Baylor University, and here at Floyd Casey Stadium have just been as genial a host as they could possibly be. Our thanks to absolutely every one of them.
Hey, Tom, and you think about all the guys that helped this broadcast and make us look good. How about Victor Sosa, our cameraman?
Oh, yeah. He's got to be doing the jig up on top of the stadium.
You know he's got to be happy. But let's take a look at him right there. Hey, that's Fort Worth Nolan right there, class of 1969.
Oh, the 69 hurt, huh, Vic?
Yeah. Great job up there, guys.
Yeah, well done. Thank you to everybody all season long who has done such a great job with our coverage here on Comcast Sportsnet Houston. They'll bounce it back, and this is going to be a throw back across the field. The ball is live. It's tipped. It's not over yet.
Oh, got a chance here.
He's got a lot of room. He makes a move. Now flips it back.
The Tennessee miracle play lives. Ball still live. Oh, my. Harrison Woodard down there.
Down at the 2, at the 1, and back in the end zone. We've got a flag. Hold it. There might be a face mask. This may be a face mask penalty. Yeah, the referee has just dropped the ball right there. There are players from Trinity Christian who are so sad in the end zone right now, but this could all change.
When you see the officials with their hands on their waist, you know they've been running around chasing the ball and trying to make sure it's not an illegal forward pass or what have you. And
so there could be one untimed play.
Well, that's what it looks like for Trinity Christian. Thinking they're going to get the ball, and they are. They're going to have a play left with no time on the clock. Ball bouncing around. You see Harrison Woodard as he fields the ball. Looks like somebody might catch his face mask. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Great call.
Great camera work there again.
So do they make them kick it again?
No.
Well, that's what the ball is.
Actually,
personal foul, face mask.
Yep.
So instead of kicking from the 40,
because the play was still going on. You're right. Good call. Good call.
They'll move it back to the 25.
Unfortunately, this is not a return that you normally work on. Intuitively, you know what you're trying to do, but it's just chaos. That's all it is. But there looked like, Tom, at one point or at one juncture in that exchange, Deshaun Ellerby, he had a lane. He had a lane, and there was one defender for Nolan Catholic that forced him back to the inside, which then he turns around and dumps the ball. But if that defender's not there, who knows?
Yeah. So now the ball out of the 25. They ought to catch it in pretty good spot. But it's one untimed play.
Yes.
Unless there's another penalty, this is it.
The game can't end on a defensive penalty. But think about this. On that first kick, it was just a little low pooch kick to get. Expect now to see the ball as deep as you possibly can.
Yeah.
And Deshaun Ellerby is the deep back, lone deep back, and he's standing on his own 25-yard line.
Two games that came down to the final minutes. This one down past the final minute. Michaela Taylor with the kick, and it is yet another onside kick. And they'll throw it backwards. He'll roll around the right side, fakes the throw, now does throw it, and it's intercepted, and that is it.
Julie Saint comes up with the interception there, but Nolan Catholic rolling.
Nolan Catholic with the state championship. Now it's time for our DQ player of the game, and it is their quarterback, number 17, the coach's son, Joseph Prudhomme, who is our DQ player of the game.
I'll tell you what, Tom, and we talked about it. We expected him to do well throwing the ball. I tell you where he surprised us and impressed us was running the running game and how effective he was and how nimble he was when he was navigating and moving through. You see the arm there as he gets it out there to Pierce Braden for the touchdown. But again, just a very good job of running the ball, and that kept that Trinity defense on their heels.
Now let's go down to the field with a very happy head winning coach. Here's Layla.
Coach, just an amazing drive and really just a great example of this game. You guys played your son with a huge first down. What did you think of the way he played and the perseverance your team showed?
I thought he played really, really well. I mean, he converted some big first downs, threw the ball well, ran when we needed. His leadership was outstanding. But I thought that we played a great game. I mean, we persevered. Defensively, that was our worst game of the year, but they had a lot to do with that. They were playing outstanding. It boiled down to kicking game, perseverance, and guts, and we got it done.
The last 2 times you two have played in state, it's gone to overtime, double overtime. To get this one in regulation, what were your thoughts on just knowing it was going to be close?
Here we go again. This is what I was thinking. We had an overtime plan ready to go, but, Lord, we're just glad to win it in overtime and be done with it.
And then just your thoughts on your kicker, McCaleb Taylor, showing some excellent composure at the end.
Well, he joined us he's a sophomore. This is his first year kicking, and I thought he had great composure, and he was the difference in the ballgame.
Congratulations on back-to-back titles, Coach. Appreciate the time.
Appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's send it back upstairs.
Well, how about back-to-back title championships in both of our games today?
Well, impressive, certainly, Tom. And again, we've said this already a couple of times, but it's certainly worth repeating, is that the class and the character of these coaches, their staffs, and these teams is just it feels unmatched.
Yeah.
And you really feel for the losing team, but certainly you're extremely happy for the winning team as well. And these guys were a treat and great to be a part of, and the games were fantastic.
Both games were terrific, Shay. It's been a terrific year working with you. Layla, same thing. Everybody down in the truck, thank you. Final score, Nolan Catholic wins it 48-45. What a great day of football here on Comcast Sportsnet Houston. For my partners, Shay Walker and Layla Rahimi, I'm Tom Dorff, saying thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned now. Sports 10 Central is coming up next. This has been a production of Comcast Sportsnet Houston. Again, thank you for watching. Thanks to the TAPPS. Hope you enjoyed the day of football. We'll hope to see you next season. Good night, everybody.